All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu. And Steven, you have the floor. Tell us a little bit about your pulp ability.
Yeah, so Jeff very rudely cut me off, but I
started it like 5 seconds ahead. So you hadn't even started talking when I hit the button, and then there's a delay, and then you started talking. So that's what happened. And it just cracked me up.
I was bitching like I normally do about how I chose my pulp talent to be nimble, because in the first two locations we fought a lot of people with guns, and the nimble ability allows you to dodge ranged attacks and then still fight back. And since then we've not fought anyone with guns, and I've literally never used the ability.
You can hand me your gun and I can test it on you.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I keep a good friend right there.
I used Shyma's ability only once ever.
Mhm.
So
I do have a shotgun with the guy. I could use that if you like. I just didn't want to use it right off the bat and make a bunch of noise.
No,
So
you were happy to use the
there's always that
machete.
option. Yeah. Plus, it looked cool, like with the machete coming down and cutting you in half.
Very cool.
So, did you make your new character? Make your backup?
No, Will's gonna survive this, and I will use my pulp talent at least once.
Okay, I believe you. Melissa had the pulp talent of animal companion or familiar
Oh,
for
right.
the first half of the campaign,
yeah.
and kept forgetting her cat everywhere. So
That felt
Yeah.
willful,
Not my fault.
though.
Yeah.
I didn't have the opportunity. She had opportunity.
I actually think Shyma did use hers more than you think. Because, didn't she have the one? Well, no, she had the one where you couldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah. I can only remember her using it once.
But there's a difference between like you actively using it and me showing you stuff that otherwise would have been hidden. So yeah, I think that it came into play at least 3 or 4 times. I think because there was once in
I didn't
LA.
know
I think it came in.
That's
Yeah.
fucking wild, man. Thank you.
What?
I had
And then
no
I
idea.
think Ashley forgets to use hers a lot because she's got like
One
the
of us
little
should
stuff.
When I do
Apparently.
try to use it, it doesn't apply. So I try, but
Because it's a no roll, right?
Yeah.
Don't you have like the no roll one?
Yeah.
photographic memory thing, no?
Mhm. Yeah,
I
so
where you can
really like
basically-
you.
I can remember
I
details and
really
gain a
like
bonus
yours.
die. Yeah.
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 So I thought you had the other one. I thought you had you gain a bonus die when making a no roll. So
Yeah.
so yeah. You gotta
I
leverage.
really
Just leverage.
like yours.
And
what
Long
do you have,
continuing
Long?
to be the best of us, where he's
I've got-
used his all the time.
Yeah, the most
Yeah.
insane talent possible. It's called Tough Guy. It's the
Tough
5
Guy
damage
is
per hit
so
by spending
good.
10 luck. So I can like never die.
Yeah.
So good. Tough guy
Yeah.
is so good.
Well, I mean, you're gonna die. You're just gonna die from going insane.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
just
right.
not going to die physically. You know, you're just gonna be
That's the better
a
death.
big babbling Hulk of a man. There's just a little Rhett Butler going on inside of that Savannah Joy Grove place.
Oh my god.
That'd be great. So, but okay. So apparently everyone's starting the session with hurt feelings, and let's just go ahead and
I don't
get
know what
started.
you guys are talking about. Rick, Luke, and I have had a wonderful time just speaking about archaeological discoveries.
I've got
Yeah.
hurt feelings.
And,
I'll admit it. I've got hurt feelings.
I'm gonna start.
As
I'm gonna
in
start this
you feel
episode
hurt,
with Rick
right?
Luke with a machete over top of Bev now and bring it up. That'd be great. You guys thought there was a choice. All of them are gonna kill you. It doesn't matter. Anyhow. Okay, we all ready to go? We're gonna get started. We gotta see
yeah.
whether or not Will survives this. So the last time around, you all decided in the morning after meeting with Fernando de la Vega that you're going to take his advice. You're going to meet with Guillermo Castillo, and he came and he visited you in your hotel. He immediately butted heads with Will, and there was some reluctance on his part to work with Rick Luke because he wanted to make sure everybody was going to do what he said, like he was the one in charge. But eventually he did say, okay, as long as Rick would defer to him. When you went and you talked to Rick, when you guys were all nervous, like, oh, I don't know what Rick's going to say. Rick was like, yeah, no problem. I don't care. I just want to go. And he agreed. No issues whatsoever. So you basically had 2 guides. So the next day you departed. In the morning, you took this long 2-hour truck drive outside of the city. And then you continued on foot into the jungle. And along the way, you found a couple columns, actually, these little stone structures that Rick was very excited about. He said that they were warnings. And they kind of featured these armored warriors, and they were standing atop decapitated victims, and they were holding heads up. One of them It was like you couldn't tell exactly what it was holding it up towards, but the second marker actually revealed this like large frog-like creature with this like really big tongue, and it was like the head was being held up to that. A storm caused some visibility issues. Will insisted that you all push forward, and so that's what Guillermo did. That caused Carmelita to slip down a ridge at one point. Rick first, climbed down to help her, and that's when you found the second marker. And that's also when Will at least he thinks, he saw a person hurl a spear at him, and then he found a spear in the ground next to him. It didn't really make any sense. And so he was bringing that along with him. He was carrying it for a bit. And eventually, when you made it to camp, Castillo said, get some rest. The jungle probably took a lot out of you. He was going to go. He'll take the first watch. Patrick, you stepped away to perform your rituals of self-denial, which is a good thing, by the way. On your return, you heard the voice of Castillo, of Guillermo, uttering some kind of prayer to Golzumal, and was standing over a sleeping Will with a machete. Will did not pass his listen test to be able to wake up. And then Castillo plunged the machete down into Will's stomach. And that is where we ended. Will, go ahead and take 10 points of damage. All right, let me get a little music going. This is going to get crazy. Okay. Going to be a little action sequence here. Okay. So, resetting the scene, Patrick. So, we're looking at this from Patrick's perspective first. It's Patrick, you're walking back. You look up. You see the blade come down. You hear the voices. The blade goes directly into Will's, just cuts right underneath his ribs, right into his stomach. 10 points of damage. Will, your eyes burst open as you see this sort of barrage of blood come up and out of your stomach. Washes against your face. You see this crazed face of Guillermo Castillo, hatred in his eyes. I need you to roll a contest, please, to see if you stay conscious or if the shock of this moment puts you back unconscious, in fact.
That is a pass, a 42 under 60.
Okay, so you stay conscious. 10 for you, we checked, is a major wound, so go ahead and mark the major wound for now. Remember that if you could potentially get some first aid for you within an hour, you could potentially avoid that, because I think you have 20 HP and 10 is
10 is
right
exactly.
at half. So if you can somehow get someone to successfully patch you up, you might be able to avoid some problems. But currently, you see he wrenches this machete free from you. The blood hurls everywhere. You're laying down, and we're gonna go into initiative. First up is going to be Carmelita and Will, both at 80. I'm going to say, Will, you can go first, obviously, because you are awake. So let's go ahead. You just got bloodied here on the ground. What do you do?
I would try to reach for my guns, which I assume I would sleep close to them, in case there would be an animal there. Would they still be there? Was I disarmed in my sleep?
I think that's fair. Roll a luck test, though, because it's possible he might have seen them and kicked them away. Something like that.
Yeah, because my luck is really high right now, guys.
Oh, no. You're 20 luck.
What you get for spending it?
That was a 61 over 20.
Okay, you reach down to where your holster where your gun should be, and you just feel the dirt of the ground. You look over towards where your hand now is grasping that dirt, and a handful of feet away, you can see your holster that has been kicked away from you. You could still get over to it, but it would be your whole action to get it, as opposed to it being part of this turn.
Could I attempt a maneuver instead? Where I just kick out violently and just try to put some space between him and I, kicking him away from me.
So you're just trying to separate? Absolutely. Yeah, go right ahead. Make your brawl. I'll contest, of course. Mine.
That's a bad roll. 58 over 45 fail.
Okay. I also failed with an 86. So you start kicking at him, and maybe he'll lose his balance slightly, but he doesn't. There's not enough distance where he couldn't take a couple steps and hack you on his turn. So you're kind of scrambling away in the dirt, blood coming out of your side. Carmelita, give me a listen test to see if you awake just yet.
Sweet, thank you. I was just gonna ask what I needed to. Okay.
All right.
That is a 2.
What?
Wow.
You hear the sounds, probably like even if Will didn't necessarily describe it, of him maybe like calling out in pain, the gasp of waking up from this, maybe even Patrick shouting something. So you hear commotion. You're not certain what it is, but you hear commotion going on in the camp. So Carmelita, as you wake up,
am I able to make my way over there on the turn?
Give me a spot hidden, see if you can tell what's actually happening first. You were just woken up by the sounds of.
Yeah, I was
of
hoping
the
to just
scream.
move towards the sound. But
I think it's fair to ask you to do a spot hidden.
yeah,
because
totally.
You would
Totally.
because that sound could have been anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's an 89 over 60, but I'll spend the luck.
you're gonna spend 29 luck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you spend 29 luck, and I'll say that you roll over, and you can see Will, like on the other side of the campfire. You see him scrambling away as there's a figure standing over top of him, like machete up in the air, blood coming from it. You can see them on the other side.
Can I move over?
Yeah, you got to get up first. So you're laying
Okay.
prone because you're sleeping. So you're not going to be able to rush over and get to him in one turn, but you'll be able to
That's
get up and kind of get halfway there.
Just
so that you
as
would be able to get
close
foot.
to that as I can be.
Absolutely. Then Marie and Rick are at 70. So both of you roll listen tests. I'll take Rick.
Okay.
All right.
That's a pass. That's 42 under 61.
I got a hard success from Rick Luke, of
Ooh.
course. So Marie, same deal. You wake up, Rick wakes up. Both of you, just like Carmelita, you hear the sound. Something's going on. Like you hear like just a sudden exultation, someone's screaming or whatever. It's coming out of like sleep. It's hard to exactly tell what it was, but it's loud enough to wake you up. If you want to roll that spot hidden to see if you can like locate exactly what the hell's
absolutely.
going on.
Also good. 53 under 72.
Nice.
Rick unfortunately rolled. That's the second 86 I rolled. Rick unfortunately failed. So he's like, "Hey, what's up? What's all the hubbub about? What's going on?" And so he's just going to kind of like roll around where he's sleeping and not necessarily notice what's exactly happening yet, other than that there's noise. But Marie, just like Carmelita, you can see that they are that Will is getting attacked. Like you can see that there's someone standing over top of him, coming at him with a machete.
And I would say that Marie at this point is just going to scream. That's probably going to be her reaction, is she's just going to let out a super high-pitched scream.
And I'll say that because you you do that, you call that out. Bev, I'm not going to record when your turn comes around. You're awake. You don't even have to roll the listen test if it's that loud. Okay. We come to Patrick. Patrick, you're standing. You are, maybe 10 yards or so away. You just came back into camp. You're on the outskirts of camp. Like they were kind of near the fire and you were walking back. You saw this happen. You hear the scream. You see Carmelita kind of scramble up and move in the direction of where Will is. You see Will trying to back away. You hear the high-pitched scream of Marie. You hear the voice of Rick kind of tiredly calling out what's going on. Patrick, you saw everything that happened. What do you do?
I just came back from my rituals. My mind was blank, pretty much refreshed, ready to go to sleep. But then I hear the words, Gogsumo, flashes of the time I witnessed Jonathan Brooks laying there saying the same words flash in my mind. And the adrenaline started to pump. And I scanned the ground for any machete that's around. I run to grab that and dash my way towards Guillermo.
Give me a luck test. See if there's one within reach.
Oh, it's terrible. 90 is a fail.
Okay, here's what we'll say. There's a machete that has been like the classic kind of stabbed into like a fallen bit of log. You go to try to wrench it free. Like you'll get it, but the problem is it gets stuck. And so you have like an extra couple of heartbeats and it takes you like to literally put a foot down and then yank it out. And that means that you won't necessarily get to run up and hit him with it, but you have it in your hand and you're like Carmelita, you're almost to him, but not quite. Okay. Okay. So that was Patrick at 60. Guillermo is next because he is at 55, which is slightly above Bev. So he's going to go first. This has not gone as well as he would have hoped, as now it seems Will's alive. People are around him. So Guillermo's going to bolt. He's going to run. And so you see him just like look, and he looks down at you, Will, as he races away, and he'll just sort of sneer, and he mutters something, but you're not quite sure exactly what he says, and then he bolts away. And so he's going to start running off into the night. You see him kind of leaping over, hurtling over some of the porters and stuff. They're like, what is, okay, what? And so like all these other people are starting to wake up because of Marie's scream. And some of them are like looking at him like, what is it? And others are like looking back in the direction he's coming from. As remember, you guys have like 15 porters with you, and they're all waking up and they're confused. And so everyone's kind of in this state of confusion. And he bolts off and out of the camp and starts to slide down into the like a ridge in the darkness, similar to like the one that Carmelita fell down. That is his turn. So he's just going to rush out of camp. Bev, you're up now. You're awake. You know something's going on. You heard Marie's blood-curdling scream. There's craziness afoot. What do you do?
Yeah, she's gonna scramble out of wherever she's sleeping with her bag with her. And she's scrambling in there, reaching for her gun. And so she'll pull that out, and her bag's kind of slung across her chest as she whips out with her gun out. And she's just trying to gather what's happening. If she sees the back of Guillermo running away, no,
he's already okay. Since he went before you, you wouldn't see him.
Okay, perfect then. So then she sees Will, and she'll shove her gun back into her purse and kind of drop down next to him, and she's going to try and help him.
Okay. So you'll scramble over to Will, and we'll say, I'll say, Will, would you allow her to tend you, or would you try to do something more on your turn? Because it's going to come around to you in a second.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't be able to see Guillermo, but I think Will would just be way too much into action mode to just sit back. So it's not his turn yet, but I think he would still be scrambling.
Okay.
The reason I asked is like I was going to say if she had like I might even let her do the first aid at this point and like keep you out of the initiative. But if that's the case, like you see like Will starts to push away and scramble up. It is the top of the round, so Will, it is your turn. You're at 80, so you make the call at this point. You're on the ground because I don't think you got up. I think you just kind of
I'm
kicked
still
away.
Back.
Okay.
I would just continue scrambling towards my guns now that there's distance between them. I know you said that I probably can't reach them and shoot in the same turn, but I would just have to have those on me, with the adrenaline pumping.
I'm going to put this into chase mode then. So we're going to go ahead. Yeah, so we'll go into the chase mode. We'll say, Will, you've already taken your turn. But I know that you're intending to do this. You're scrambling, you're getting your gun, you're kind of getting ready. So let's go ahead and move into chase mode. How about that? So everybody who wants, maybe he knows these jungles better than you. Okay, so you all remember how to do this. You need to roll a con test, and this is going to determine your starting speed, how many actions you can get, and all that kind of good stuff. Let's go ahead and give that a roll.
All of us
I got a
want
hard success. 26 under 60.
Nice.
I'm a tough guy. I might be bleeding out, but I'm feeling the adrenaline right now.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
so this again.
We'll deal with that when the adrenaline is off.
Okay, so let's see. So we'll do this one at a time. Will said he succeeded. So you got a hard success, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so a hard success is just your movement rate is so your speed is your movement rate. So what's your movement rate?
My movement rate is 9.
Perfect. Okay. Marie, did you roll?
I can. I wasn't sure if we were all rolling.
Everyone can do it. Yeah, it's just a question of where you'll start, I'll say. How many things you have to do.
Rolled a frickin' 1.
Classic
1.
Marie.
That's a critical success, which means that it'll be +1. So what's your movement rate? And then add 1 to it.
Yes.
My movement rate is 8, so it means I'm at a 9.
Awesome. And remember, like Ethiopia, like we struggle with Marie a bit here and there.
Yeah.
Because of the low roll. Patrick, did you roll?
Yeah, I've got a regular success with a movement of 9.
And what's your movement?
9.
9. Perfect. Thank you. Bev, what do you got?
Extreme success, movement of 9.
Okay, you did the addition for me? Or
Oh no, if it's +1, it's 10.
okay, so you're 10, perfect. And then Carmelita.
Field movement 9.
Okay. All right. It's all right. Oops. It's 9. Okay, I rolled for him, and he got a extremioso, so he's got 9 as well. And then old Ricky Luke. Got a roll for old Ricky Luke. I'll put him in it because he's got a name and everything. Ricky Luke, he failed as I rolled an 88 for him. So he's gonna get...
no.
It's not a crit fail, at least.
Thank goodness.
It's just a fail.
Not Delta Green crit rolls.
I think actually no, failure means -1. Oh, my bad. I thought it was crit fail. Okay, so that means Carmelita's at 8.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
That makes
So that
sense.
means Rick is also at 8. The two of you will run together. Okay. So if that's the case, that means we reduce Carmelita down to 1. So everyone goes down by 7. Guillermo will get 2. Bev will get 3. So on your turns, Will, Marie, and Patrick, you all will get 2 movement actions. I
Nice.
believe, right? Okay. Bev, you're gonna get 3. Then Carmelita and Rick will get 1, and then Guillermo will also get 2. Okay. All right. And so, Will, what I'll say is like one action. So you've got your 2. I'll say one of your movement actions was to scramble and get your gun and stand up. I'll say you have one more movement action. But I will say the scream, everyone waking up and like kind of, it's going to create a small hazard here to try to like kind of rush out of here without bumping into people as everyone's kind of scrambling and like racing around. Some people are reaching for guns and like looking out into the darkness and they're confused. So I'm going to call this like a small cluttered hazard. So you have one more movement action if you wanted to try to like make some sort of check to navigate through this without causing a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the way Will would just not be thinking extremely clearly because he did take a machete to the gut. So he
Sure.
would grab his gun and immediately like start firing it at the direction that Guillermo, like knowing that he can't hit him because he already went down a ridge, just firing in that direction as he stumbles towards it. And hopefully people get out of the way because,
Okay, I like that.
You crowd of people.
Give me a handgun test, not to actually hit the guy, but to essentially shoot up and get
Clear
people to
people out of the
scatter
way.
and out of your way. Yeah, I
I mean, I wasn't shooting up. I was shooting forward. And if they get in the way, then
Okay, if you want to kill somebody, we could do that. See how that works for you.
Because there's a way to hand wave that, and it's like, no. The dangerous,
That's right.
possibly lethal option is the choice. It's an opt-in.
All I do is try to make suggestions to have a cohesive narrative, and all I do is get rejected.
I rolled an 83 over 80.
Okay.
I
shoot
will
in the
spend
air.
the 3 luck to succeed.
Okay.
I
So
already have
what I'll
like
say
no
is-
luck, so 3 more won't help.
What I'll say is like with that success and the commitment of a movement action to it, we'll say that you advance to the slope. So you're on the outskirts of the actual camp, and you can look down the dark slope. You can hear more than see the sounds of Guillermo and the breaking of branches, and you see this dark slope. You can't quite make him out because the everything's so lush and everything's very dark, but you can definitely hear him below as if he's like essentially one more in front of you. Okay, Carmelita, you're also at 80. You are in the middle of the camp. You're kind of right next to where Will was. You saw Bev scramble over. You see Will shoot guns up. People are now even freaking out even more as someone's firing randomly in the middle of camp. What would you like to do, Carmelita?
Looking around this cluster, I don't see Guillermo. Is it fair to assume that he is the reason for this commotion?
I would say you passed your spot hidden test because you spent your luck. You definitely recognized it was Guillermo that was
Okay.
standing over Will with a bloodied machete.
Okay.
So you know Guillermo did this.
Then I would like to use my turn to basically to tell Will, we need to patch you up. Just leave him. Just leave him. And try to
And so-
convince Will to stay and not follow.
Will has already moved though. So Will has raced to
Oh.
the edge. So you can see he's running out of camp. And so you kind of call after him as he races away. And from the chase perspective, the rules of the chase perspective, one node is in camp. One node is on the outskirts of camp. He has moved to a different node. So you would have to catch up with him. to
Can
be
I
able to
do
it.
that then with my one?
Yeah, you would need to do something like there's a very minor hazard, just a regular hazard of people scattering and panicking now because there's a gunfire is happening. So give me some kind of roll like Will did. Something that makes it easier for you to kind of get through the crowd of people getting up. Could be dodge, it's something as simple as dodge.
Yeah, I
It could
was
be
gonna say I don't
track,
think there's
anything.
anything more complicated than just kind of physically trying to.
Elbows.
Yeah.
Elbows
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But I have such
Okay, give me a dodge
fucking
test.
low dodge. It's can I take an audience dice, Mal?
Yeah, what's your dodge?
20. So this will
Yeah.
be 30.
Yeah, that's a 30.
Okay.
Look at you.
Dude.
passed?
Your dice
Awesome.
are hot today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Four
you just
under
like
30.
kind of get behind Will as Will's firing, and like you could tell everyone suddenly like dodges. Other people are racing for their guns and starting to fire blindly into the woods like he is, and you just manage to keep your head low, and you get to the edge, and you see he's pointing down the slope in the direction of wherever it is that presumably Guillermo has gone. Okay, it's Rick and Marie. So Marie, I'm gonna have you go first, as Rick is just. What the hell's going on out there? Why is everyone firing guns? He is still laying down. Marie, you are also still laying down. What do you want to do? You've got two actions to spend.
Marie is going to, because she screamed last round, so this round she's going to yell, Guillermo stabbed Will. Guillermo stabbed Will. And then she had grabbed one of the machetes earlier, and so I would imagine she would have kept that near her. So what she wants to do is stand up, grab the machete, and see how far she can move after Will.
Yeah, I'll say with all of that, if you make a test to get through the scattered, panicked crowd, you can move up to where Will and Carmelita are. Like you could essentially make through. Because remember that you know the number of actions you have is like you have that. Don't forget, there's other things you can do when you're trying to make actions or trying to do things. Like a hazard, usually what happens is if you fail the test, you lose extra movement actions, possibly take damage. Remember that a barrier sometimes is so much that you might not even be able to make progress, that kind of stuff. There's a variety of actions you can take. Movement is obviously the most common thing, but there's other things you could potentially do.
So thinking that since she's been very vocal, my persuade is way higher than my dodge. So could she yell to everyone? Like, split, get out of the way, let us run after. So try to make a clear path and do that.
I like it. Absolutely.
Okay. Persuade is way better than dodge. Okay, 76 over 73. I'll spend the 3 luck to make it a success.
And you'll see like some of the porters who are scrambling up, they're firing, and like you suddenly start shouting over top of them, and they turn to look at you. They put their guns down. They kind of look at you confusedly. But you are able to spend your action to catch up. Then, like you bypass the hazard, you get through, and you're good to go. Okay, Rick is gonna get up. He's gonna look around. He's like, "What the hell's going? Guillermo did what to Billy? Billy, you all right?
Stabbed him.
Billy, where you
It's
at?"
just gunshots in response.
And he's like, I think he's going to like he's going to scramble. He's going to get his guns, his Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. He's got one for each of you kind of things. So
Dude's copying my style.
And then he's going to try to just follow Marie at this point, because Marie was the one giving some answers. And so I'm just going to do dodge for him as he's just going to race through him. And I rolled a 3. So yeah. So I'll say Rick, because Rick had, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'll pass for next time. Rick actually failed his test, so he only gets one action, and his one action was to get up and get his gun. So he's still back in the camp. But he did pass his roll, so I'll roll that over for his next turn.
Can't I give one of my actions for someone to get an additional action, like movement?
If you've gone already?
Got it, okay.
I think you have
Yeah,
to
like,
have gone first.
It's not like
and
an
then you
official
can-
thing. It's just what we were doing.
We
last
did
time
because
in
of the
Ethiopia.
Understood. Got it.
Yeah. And it is Guillermo's turn. Guillermo is going to run. 1 and a 2. Okay. So he is just fleeing at this point. Bev, it comes to you now. You're back in the camp. Bev, you have 3 actions because of your extreme success or your crit, whatever it was. You have 3 movement actions. You're in the middle of the camp. You see Will has fled. Both Will... I'm sorry, Patrick, I skipped over you. You actually would go before Guillermo. I apologize. What would Patrick do?
So I succeeded. I get 2 movements or 1. Just
You get 2 actions.
2 actions. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah.
Then I'll spend to chase. If it's an obstacle.
Okay, so you need to... Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to make a test of some kind to get out of this cluttered and panicked camp. Go ahead and whatever it is you'd like to do.
Let's try intimidate. I've got a machete waving around, forcing people out of the way.
Okay.
Just a quick
If you
question.
critically fail, someone's going to turn and shoot you.
Did my yelling at them clear the path a little bit for Patrick? Since I had
For
kind
you,
of
it
dealt with
did.
the... Oh, just for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making...
Can I get a bonus die?
Sure. We had some
bonus
hype
die.
earlier.
That's
So-
not how that works. You don't get a bonus die.
I think he deserves a bonus die.
You mean you
It's a
want a
plus
bonus
10.
die because of Marie? Is that what you're asking? Are you begging for one?
No, not begging. I'm just asking.
Are you
I'll beg
doing
for him. I
audience?
think he deserves a bonus die.
Okay. That's a fair point. Between there's been a lot of communication confusion here. Will
True.
is firing guns.
True.
Like other people are firing guns. Maria's telling people to calm down. I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's wires a little crossed. Wires a
Yeah.
little crossed.
Yeah. A lot of things going on all at the same time. Look at
I
long.
only have a 20, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, no.
I rolled an
It
80
didn't
still.
matter
80
anyway.
or 90, so
Okay.
I failed.
It didn't matter.
Okay. So you start waving around a machete, shouting at people, and someone turns around and looks at you and like holds a gun up to you, and they start spouting words in Spanish, and then somebody else kind of puts up, and then other people start pointing their fingers at you at this point. And so you know how like 2 guys, like 2 of the porters, like one of them is holding a rifle in your direction, the other one's got like a machete up on you, and like they're calling out, and they're like pointing at you. So I'm going to say what that's going to do. So whenever you kind of fail on a attempt to bypass a hazard, you lose 1d3 movement actions, and you take possible damage. They're not going to shoot you because you didn't critically fail, but they are going to slow you down, and you are going to lose 2 movement actions.
Is that
Which means
just
they
this
will
turn
hold you
or
up.
forever?
That's a great question that I don't know the answer. I think it's just total. Like you lose 1 and then the next one. So they're
Okay.
just going to slow you down. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it just takes a little
Okay.
extra time to get through.
Okay, so as you're like waving your machete around, they confuse your intimidation for like an attack, and they like kind of close and close you down. And unfortunately, that means you get caught and stuck in the camp. We will then go to Castillo. Castillo will do his actions as I described, and then we come to Bev, who has your 3 actions. What do you want to do, Bev?
So I am rushing to follow after everybody.
Okay.
To bypass them. They're all kind of focused on Will. I don't have persuade very high though, I don't think. Yeah, so I think maybe dodge might be my best bet, or if I could yell
Sure,
and use
the
my
other thing-
credit rating as like Miss Moneybags, like and I'm not buying
Make
any of
Guillermo
it.
to come back.
No.
The other thing I
appreciate the
the other thing I
hustle.
would say is you can spend one of your movement actions to gain a bonus die on the roll. So you have 3 actions. So you could spend one of those to get a bonus die on your dodge roll to get through the craziness of this camp.
Yeah, I'll do
If you would
that.
like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That worked.
So I'm spending 2 of my movement.
Well, you're spending 1 to get the bonus die, and
Yeah.
then you're going to presumably spend
To move.
another to move
Yeah.
to the next node. Yeah.
Which is good because I got a 2 extreme success.
Awesome. And then you're going to spend your second of your actions to move.
Yeah.
And so now you have one action left, and you're outside the camp. You're at the top of this treacherous dark ridge going down into darkness, and you can see all this vegetation. You're right next to Will and Marie and Carmelita. They're all looking down. You can see Will firing the gun down the slope here and there.
What I would like
Bev,
to
you have one more
do
action
is use this action to make it safer for people to go down the ridge by tying a rope to a tree and then have it be something that they can hold on to as they go down the ridge.
Awesome. And you're not wrong to do that, because like this was going to be yet another one of these slopes to go down. So there's going to take a check. And so what I'll say is anyone trying to go down the slope, when you make that check to go down, you get a bonus die from that.
Yes.
Nice.
A free bonus die doesn't cause any extra things. Okay. That is the end of Bev's turn. We now come to we come back up to the top. We got Will. So Will, what do you do?
Now that I started all this commotion and launched us into a chase scene, Will is going to finish firing all the bullets in his gun down the ridge, and then slump down and start looking at his injury, because he's not going down this ridge when he just took a machete to the gut. He was angry and he wanted to get the adrenaline out, but he knows that he's not in condition to be sprinting after someone. So I think I would start like looking like, would it be possible not to do first aid, but like to give someone a bonus die? Like I start like getting stuff, like ripping my shirt off and like cleaning it up, things like that, for like to assist someone with a future first aid check. Does that make sense?
Sure. We'll see what everyone else does. We'll see if everyone keeps chasing or if everyone stops. But like, yeah, like we can keep your movement. We can keep your actions in reserve and kind of go from there. Okay. All right, Carmelita, you're up on this ridge. You can see Bev has just tied off this rope and kind of thrown it down this ridge. You can see Will just emptied his gun and he slumped down against like maybe like a small sapling or a tree up here. You can see Marie is also with you. What would you like to do, Carmelita?
Carmelita is very happy that Will has stopped, because that was what she was trying to get done last time. So she's gonna slump down beside him and just sort of, in whatever way she can, try to like patch up his, hold his wound together and stop the bleeding and do whatever first aid can be done. Attempt first aid.
Okay.
What's your first aid at?
30.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I want someone else to do it.
I'm sorry. She declared it.
Yeah.
She declared it. So
But
what we can say is
from you.
we can say the two of you are out of the chase. We'll see what happens whether we continue. We can say the two of you are out of the chase as you start to patch up, and I will give you the bonus die. And I would say the two of you are just out of the chase if this chase continues. Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right. So you can go ahead and roll that first aid.
Thank you.
I would have been better off doing it myself.
Sorry, man.
Oh, so
Just shoot him.
rude.
Just shoot
So
him.
rude.
Put
I
him out.
already
First
spent
aid.
so much fucking luck on you, you jackass.
I never asked you to.
Yeah, and now that
Yep.
I'm trying to help, you're telling me I'm like
Here you
a
go.
jerk.
Wait, spend
Roll-
5 more luck to make it a hard success.
Can I?
There's no benefit to that. There's no benefit to
Oh,
that.
Wait, make it
then
least
no.
stream.
There's no benefit to that.
No.
1d4.
If there's,
You-
there's no benefit, then I'm not doing it, Steven.
Faster recovery rolls for us. 1d4. Go ahead and roll that. And that's how many hit points you get back.
Okay. Sorry, my shit is taking a minute. Can somebody roll that for me?
Yeah, I got
Will,
you.
why don't you go ahead? Why don't you let? Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go with the one that I see, which is a 1. So Will, you
That's
get
what I
1
rolled.
HP.
I rolled the 1. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. Get
But
1
that
HP
does
back.
mean I lose my major wound, right?
That's all you needed.
Nice.
That's all you needed. Okay, perfect.
All right. Thank you,
so
Maitreyi.
You're welcome.
the two of you are out of the chase. So this is taking longer than just a single chaser.
Absolutely.
Like, this is like-
Absolutely.
okay. So then it becomes to Marie and Rick. Marie, you're up here with Bev. You can see the rope tied off. You can see Carmelita has talked Will off to the side and is tending to him. You hear the sounds of Patrick and Rick back in the camp trying to push their way to you. What do you want to do, Marie?
So Marie wants to run, basically she just wants to go forward. So like that's really whatever the most efficient way to get that done is. So do I need to do anything? Because Bev has the rope. So she basically wants to go down the rope and run.
It'll be a climb test, but you get a bonus action to do so. You have a bonus die, a bonus die because of the rope to move down. So you have to. So again, it's another hazard to sort of climb down this.
All right. Can I grab an audience to put myself at 30% instead of 20% for my climb?
Sure.
That's 66 and 76.
Okay. So what's going to happen? Go ahead and so this is going to take up some of your movement actions. So actually I'm going to say, because of narratively, you're starting to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're going to move to the next spot.
Okay.
However, it's going to take up 2 movement actions to do so. In addition, you kind of lose your grip.
Sure.
And you go
Makes sense.
sliding and tumbling down a bit. Roll a luck test for me.
Oh gosh. My luck is only
Take 2 points of damage for the tumble.
So my luck is 35 and I rolled a 98.
Okay. That is a critical fail.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Marie starts to move and try to climb down, but in doing so, she loses grip and she tumbles down the ridge. Boom, boom, boom. You take 2 points from the tumble, 2 points of damage for the tumble. But then as you come and you smack down on what looks like solid ground, you feel it give way beneath you. And Bev, everyone at this point has lost sight of Marie. I will resolve what happens once somebody else gets down so I can describe it for everybody.
Oh, gosh.
That is Maria's turn. It is Rick's turn. Rick, unfortunately, is slow to the draw, but he only has one action. Oh, he did. Yeah. Thank you. He did roll. Thank you very much. And so he'll spend his action to get to the top of the ridge. He'll see, Billy, what did they do to you? Billy, are you all right? What happened? Billy,
I'm dying.
Speak to me. You're dying. No. And he gets down and he's like, what's happening? Carmelita, is he going to be all right?
He's going to be okay. He's good. Someone went down the ridge though. Someone just went down.
Who did this? Was it Guillermo?
It was Guillermo. Someone went after him.
There's going to be someone else going after him now too. And he gets up and he moves over and he's getting ready to go down.
But Rick, you don't have any more actions.
Yeah, exactly. But he's ready. He's ready. God dang it! I want to play him like such a gun. Just like he's like a freaking golden retriever. He just wants to just chase after him, but he doesn't know the actions. Okay. Patrick, it is your turn.
Do I have to do another test to get through this crowd still, or am I past it?
No, I'll say you can. It's not a barrier; it's just a hazard. So
okay.
The hazard. So a barrier means it completely stops your movement. A hazard just basically either removes. It can remove movement actions, or it could do damage. In this case, it just removed your movement actions. You're going to get through it, so you can. So you should have. I think you have 1 movement action remaining, right? Because you lost 1. You lost 2 last turn, right?
Oh, so it carries over to the next one. Makes sense.
Hang on.
Yeah, because I think it was 1 last time and 1 this time, and so now you should be good.
Right. But it used up your entire turn, so you actually do have 2 actions. You should have your actions, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you have your actions. Yeah, you have your actions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry,
yeah, I'll chase after
myself.
the small crowd that's been going down this hill then.
Okay, so your first action will take you to the top of the ridge. You can see again, Carmelita has pulled Will off to the side, is patching. You can see there's Bev and Rick. Rick has got his guns out and he's getting ready to go down. You can see Bev is looking and looking. Do you say anything to him, Bev?
I can't see Marie anymore, and it sounded like she lost. It sounded. I heard thumps. I think she might have fallen.
I'll go down and check. It's all fine.
And a small scream.
And screams.
Marie's vocal.
Patrick, go ahead and make a climb test with a bonus die because there's this rope here.
Okay. My climb is 20. Bing. Ooh, an 11.
Nice.
You climb down and like you're slowly you're slowly at first, but then you go faster and faster. And then when you turn, after kind of feeling the end of the incline, you turn and you see that there is a pit in the ground. And you see that Marie has fallen into it. Now, it's very dark, so you guys can't really see that well, but you can at least, there's enough moonlight snaking through the trees that you can do it. And she critically failed, which means the damage is going to be increased. You take 9 points of damage, Marie.
Oh my. Oh, so I took 2 earlier and now I take 9 more.
They're separate things though, so they're not going to be combined for the purposes of like a major wound or anything like that.
Okay. Oh dear.
So
oh dear.
Okay, so I don't think you have a major wound because you have 20 total hit points. I did not, which is just under, so you actually avoid the major wound.
Yep.
But you see that there is this rudimentary pit trap that has been affixed to this area. Like all of these different like different like branches and vegetation and overgrowth fell with her. And you can see that Marie has fallen and scraped her side down this large spike. And you can see her clothes have been ripped and there's a big gash in her side. Nothing broke. You're fortunate you're not fully impaled, but she is down there in the spike. But with her having fallen down it, Patrick, you can see it and you yourself don't necessarily have to make a test to avoid it.
Hello?
Yet.
Hello?
So you, Marie.
This really hurts. There's a big hole.
Hold on, I'll get you out of there.
Hurry.
Okay. All right, so Patrick is right above the pit. It's going to be Guillermo's turn. Guillermo is going to keep doing some stuff. You guys have sort of lost sight of him at this point.
Does he not have to roll for any of these nodes?
That's correct.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
When you dig the pits and you know where they are.
Yeah, when you make the trap, you can avoid it real easy.
Yeah. And then we come to Bev.
I think at this point Bev isn't going to chase any further. Marie has fallen. She's gonna go and gather some supplies for us to help and try and get her out of the pit.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna say Bev has removed herself from the chase, and you're just gonna go narratively grab some supplies
and get some help.
Rope.
I'm gonna get some of the porters to help us pull her out.
When you go back to the camp, I'll just say this: you see the porters are arguing with each other. Like you can see people like they're like holding up machetes. Like you could see there's little factions that have started to form, and like there's a lot of uncertainty. As like one gun's being pointed at this group, then the machete is kind of being held up, and you can see there's different it's definitely fractured in some way, as there seems to be a lot of contention going on back. The way that some of you left the camp probably exacerbated that slightly.
Yeah. So and Beverly probably has to take some of her time to try and kind of calm things down to get the help to help get Marie out of the hole.
Give me a Spanish test and then tell me what you're doing, whether it's charm or persuade or whatever it is that you want to do. So the Spanish test will determine the difficulty of the roll needed of the charm.
Love that.
The persuade or whatever. So if you pass you're good to go with the regular, but if you fail your Spanish test, it might require like a hard success or something.
Like a boost, please. So I'm shooting for 29.
Got it.
For Spanish.
Okay. Not bad.
Not bad.
37. Want to spend 8 points?
Yeah, I'll spend the 8.
Okay. All right. Give me like your persuade. Give me your charm. Whatever it is you prefer. I think either of those makes sense. Fast talk probably doesn't make sense here, but I would say one of the other two do.
I would rather try charm. So I'm going to try charm.
Go for it.
39 regular success.
Awesome.
Good job.
Ed Exley's been rubbing off on you, and you're able to like kind of hold your hands up and like kind of get them to calm down. Like they're yelling at each other. You can see they're pointing and threatening. And what you can get from your Spanish roll is that some of them are blaming each other. Like you're one of Castillo's. And then someone else is like, no, Luke. And then they look around like, where's this person? Where's that? And like you can tell like there are people missing.
Okay.
And then you can definitely tell there's a split. The handful of people that Rick brought are like pointing guns at the people that Castillo brought. And there's that kind of stuff going down. But then you show up and you calm that down, and Rick's people will immediately like race over this. He brought like maybe 3, and they kind of grab some other things to come help you. And then a few of maybe the others as well. So it's not perfect, but
the other ones, yeah, she's definitely like, figure out who left, please. And then, I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Like, calm down kind of thing.
All right, we go back to the top of the round. Carmelita and Will, you're out. Rick and Marie are then the next up. Marie, you're down in the pit trap. You have taken a wound, but not a major wound, thankfully.
Yeah.
You would need a climb test to come up. Patrick's right down there, is right above you as well. Marie, what would you like to do? You have 2 actions to spend.
I would say that Marie... Yeah, I mean, climbing seems to be the only thing that I've got here. Don't even necessarily have like raft or anything like that that would be useful. Right. You can't really talk your way out of a hole.
You can spend an extra movement action. You can spend a movement action to get a bonus die.
Yeah.
And I would even say, if Patrick, if you wanted to dedicate one of your movement actions to her, she could get a bonus die that way too. Either way is fine.
Yeah.
Look at law.
If you want an extra one here, I could spend it just to get you out. So you have 2 bonus dice on the roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see how this works. Okay, so my climb is a 20. I rolled a 65, a 45, and a 25. So I'll spend the 5.
Spend the 5 left.
For a
Okay,
success.
so you are up
Thank you, Patrick.
out of the
Thank
pit.
you.
You've got 1 movement action left. If you want to, do you want to push forward? What is it Marie wants to do here?
Yes, she'll try to push forward. We've got to find him.
Okay.
We've got to find him.
And you push forward into the dark jungle at this point, racing after him. You get up, bleeding down one side, and this charming, roguish jazz singer goes racing deeper into the jungle. Patrick, you just help her up, and then you just see her race off like a lunatic in the jungle. And then you hear coming down like, I'm coming, and sliding down the ridge is old Rick Luke.
Rick Luke to the rescue.
I'm gonna do his
Rick goes right into the pit.
to see if he makes it. That's what I want to see what happens. No, he's good. He rolled a 007, so he is down. He slides. He doesn't use the rope. He just like Silver Surfers his way down.
Oh my
right? And
God.
he lands. It's like, what the hell's that? What the hell's Patrick? What the hell's going on?
Takiyama fella, he's not right. He attacked Will.
I knew something was squirrely about him. Which way to go?
Beats me, but Marie ran that way.
Marie, the fancy lady.
She just bolted off. Couldn't even get a word in.
I'll be. Well, let's go help her, man. What you standing around for? And Patrick, it is your turn.
I'll catch up to Marie where she ran with my 1 action left.
Okay, so you do catch up. And then is Guillermo's turn. Something happens. You guys are too far away to be able to tell exactly what that is.
Sure.
Okay.
He falls in a pit.
And then at this point, I think it's fair to say it's just the 3 of you continuing the chase. So we're going to come back to the top of the round. Rick and Marie. I'll say all Rick is going to do is catch up with the 2 of you. But then Marie, what is your turn? What do you want to do with your 2 actions?
I would say that Marie, for 1 action, would want to do a... So technically there is a track skill, but I've only got 10 in that. I prefer to use my spot hidden, if at all possible.
Are you trying to like move carefully? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I'm trying to, kind of see what I can see. So
Absolutely.
1 to spot hidden and then maybe to move.
That sounds great. Spot hidden works for me. Are you like moving and then searching the next node? Or are you searching this node and then moving? Because you made it to the snow, which is kind of a flattened area of jungle. Like you came down that ridge, and literally right at the base of the ridge, he had dug a pit. Climb up out, you rush across. It's relatively flat terrain for a little while. It's thick, but it's relatively flat. So it's just a question: is like, are you moving forward and then searching? Is that the idea?
I was thinking more search first, and then try to make sure that I'm running in the right direction.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll spot hidden. Sure.
A 41, and hard would be a 36, so I'll spend the 5.
Okay. I would say you do see the signs of like the classic signs of like a broken branch here, a leaf there, that kind of thing. That kind of gives you an indication of which way is going. It's very dark. I'm going to assume that one of you has a flashlight at this point, because I don't think that's something that either. I think you guys racing off into the darkness, one of you would probably have been smart enough to grab a flashlight, and that allows you to see it. And so, yeah, you certainly see it.
So she would yell,
and then
this way, and then second action would be to move in that direction.
And then what I will tell you, because you got a hard success, is that as you start racing forward, you suddenly come to a stop. As you see laying out in front of you are all these like almost too carefully placed fronds that is slightly obscured by like some kind of rocky edifice. And it looks not unlike the thing that you fell into. And you think just up ahead, there's a pit trap, another one of these traps that he has laid out for you.
So she would yell back to Patrick and Rick.
Okay.
It's another trap.
Wily son of a... Patrick, your turn. As Rick catches up to you, you see Marie press forward.
Rick, I'm not sure this is a good idea. We're not going to catch up them like this. Half the party's injured. I can't even see where I'm stepping.
You just gonna let him go? He shot Billy. He nearly killed Billy. Billy might be dead right now. That's our boy. You can't.
Then you're my only chance of
can't let this
finding
go
him.
unanswered.
I'll give him the extra action.
If we let him go, we'll never have a chance to find him. He'll just blend away, and we'll never see him again.
What do you want to do, Patrick?
I'll give him my extra action. And I'll move once.
You're going to give him his... Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not going to avenge Billy, then I will.
And he races after Marie. Okay. Now, clearly Marie is...
One action to help, one action to move. Okay.
Yeah. Patrick, are you giving up the chase?
I'm not going to give it up. I'm going to just be a bit slower.
Okay, you still have one action, so you can still catch up. With
I'll catch up.
Okay, so three of you. And so I would say because Marie has already noticed the fact that there is ground in front of you that seems to be somewhat ruined or somewhat like set up. You and Rick don't have to roll that spot hidden. However, you do need to roll a check to bypass it carefully without falling into it. And so that comes back to you, Marie. It is your turn. You have two actions. At this point, you have no sight of Guillermo. You see little broken branches here and there that might give you a general direction of which way he went, but it is dark. It is a thick jungle, and he's gotten quite a bit of a head start.
Yeah. And so Marie would have heard kind of Patrick have that conversation, and so she is looking around and like she thinks she can do it because she's confident in her spot hidden. But kind of looking around, no one else followed, none of the porters followed. So it really is sort of just the three of us, and we're getting farther and farther away. Mr. Price, I don't want to travel the whole rest of the time wondering when he's going to try to murder us in our sleep again. I want to try to find him.
We have no idea what he's set up out here. There's one trap, two traps. He might have others out here. We're going it blind.
Maybe we pick it up again at daytime when we have the light of the sun? A little bit anyway?
It's our best option. We need the daylight. We need Rick here. He knows he's the only guy now.
True. We shouldn't put our only other guide at risk in just the two of us. You're right. You're right, Mr. Price.
We talking about it. I don't mind. I want to get him. Like he shot Billy. Like we gotta.
He stabbed him with a machete. But Mr. Price is right. You were very.
Shot him. Someone said he got shot.
I think that was Will shooting his gun in the air for reasons.
That makes sense. Yeah. I got stabbed once, and I just kind of shot it up, made me feel better.
Maybe we go back. Maybe we in the morning. In the morning, we can try to find him, see where we went. But it's just the three of us, and these are not good odds. There's only one of him, but he's wily.
He just kind of like, you can see his face gets super disappointed, but he will eventually.
Fine.
And he holsters this gun.
Probably right. All right, let's head back.
And now
Your
that we're
eyes
not
peeled.
running, Marie's side starts to really hurt because she did lose over half of her HP. And so kind of similar, like the adrenaline wore off, stopping to run. And then, Mr. Price, I need your arm. I didn't realize how much I was bleeding. This hurts quite a bit.
Let's get you back up there.
We're going to have to climb all the way back up that rope. I already fell down it once. I'm not looking forward to climbing.
I would be
that.
such an asshole if I made you do that. I would be such an asshole. So what I would like you guys both to do... No, go ahead. You guys can make it back up. It's fine. God, that would be amazing. We should have done
Just fall back in the pit again.
You
I know
should
it's
do
there,
it.
but it doesn't improve my climbing ability.
Just cannonballs. All right. Okay. So, you guys all make it back to the camp. At this point, we see that Will, you're feeling a little bit better. You've been successfully patched up. It looked worse than it was. You definitely got this huge gash, but as you start to check, Carmelita, and then you will, no broken bones. Doesn't look like it cut all the way through to like any organs or anything. It's really just a hideous, horrible flesh wound, like just in the worst possible spot. When you get back, you see Bev is trying to like calm and talk everyone down, but there's a lot of tension. Marie, Patrick, Will, maybe Rick, one of the reasons it's easy for you to get back up is you can see that the porters have kind of created a bit of a chain to kind of help you up on the direction of Bev. You can see some of the people that Rick brought, and all of you make it back to camp. Looking around, taking stock, you can see that not only has Guillermo gone, but it looks like 4 of his porters have gone with him. Everybody else is still here. You guys had 15 porters plus Rick plus Guillermo. You're at now 11, and of those 11, 8 of them have still been hired by Guillermo, but they're still waiting around here. Some of them you guys talk to in the trucks on the route here, and sometimes in the travel on foot. And then you can see the handful of Rick's people. We'll call it like somewhere in the 2 a.m. kind of hour. It's past midnight, but you're still a ways from dawn. What are all of you doing, thinking, talking? What's going on?
Did you get him, Rick?
No, Billy, I'm sorry, man. He had it prepared, man. He had like traps out there and such. Marie almost fell. Well, she did fall in one, but lucky not to get herself impaled. We'll get him though, man. I promise. We'll get him.
I'm sorry, Will. It's just too dark out. We just could barely find the traps.
He
What
was
happened?
muttering about Golzamal when he was stabbing me. I don't know. I just woke up with a machete in my stomach.
I overheard his prayer. Whisper those words, Cogsmo. We
That's
need a head count here. Guillermo's men. This is Raul, Arturo. They here?
You look around, and your friend Raul, who was I think Raul was the one from the one that you spoke with, and so he is still here. Arturo was the one who was driving in the truck with Bev and Marie. He is also still here.
Okay.
However, obviously, the one that Carmelita got close with was Guillermo. He is not here. He has left.
Yeah.
gotcha.
So those are the noteworthy people that you guys spoke with.
There were 5 of them, Mr. Price. That makes sense how they had time to dig pits and all of the rest of it. There's 5 of them to do all of them.
Unless they
Said it
had
was
already
trapped.
done it the last time with the other group.
I understand the desire to go after him, but that's not our bigger goal.
Well, it's true, but like I was saying to Mr. Price when we were out there, I don't want to have to take every step with one eye open the entire rest of this trip. Who knows how
you're
long
not
he
doing
will-
that anyway.
Well, for bandits who we may or may not run across, but this is someone who clearly wants to do us harm. That puts a whole
The man
other...
just stabbed me in my stomach in my sleep, and you're saying we need to let him go?
I'm just saying I'm not sure we have no way of chasing him. We lost him 20 minutes ago. You don't think he's gonna get further when we start looking for him again?
Did
In the daylight, we'll have better chance. It's just, trying to do it right now.
It feels like a waste of time.
I think the question right now is how many of these porters can we still trust?
Yes.
Guillermo clearly had a few of them that were
Yes.
on his side. He might have left one that is keeping tabs on us.
I can help speak to them if anybody would like to.
Did Guillermo leave anything behind?
We haven't had time to look
when
yet.
you
I'm
look-
not sure.
Yeah, when you search around by like his by where he had set up for sleeping, you notice, Bev, that he didn't really set himself up for sleeping. His personal pack that he was carrying is gone.
Okay.
Those of you who watched him rush out of the camp noticed that he didn't have his pack with him. Right? So all of this seems somewhat premeditated. So you don't see his pack anymore. But there's nothing by where he slept that seems like he left of importance. Like everything of importance he seems to have taken with him.
Carmelita, I do think that's a good idea, though. We should try to talk to as many of his porters as we can and see if we can catch them in a lie or see what they might have seen or heard. Maybe there's a clique of those four.
I can very definitely help anybody speak to them. I am personally curious about if there's any relation with Mr. De La Vega since Guillermo came to us on his recommendation.
I'm certainly not fluent, but I can read
you
people.
can tell me what questions
well.
to ask. I'm happy to ask them.
If you wouldn't mind, I could go with you and I could at least watch their body language, and between two of us, we
Certainly.
could see how they react.
Absolutely.
Okay. What kind of, so we don't necessarily have to play out overly granular interrogation. But are you, so like, just what's the nature of the questions that you're asking? Don't worry about like phrasing or anything like that. Like, what's the nature of the questions? And like, what's your approach? Like, are you doing it like using like your charm, or are you using like intimidation? Like, what is it you're doing?
So speaking for myself, I was in the truck with Arturo, and we did chat, Joey Boy sat in his lap, whatnot. So it would definitely kind of be, he would be one of the first ones that I would want us to talk to, and really seeing, so who were the ones that left, and are they part of his usual crew, and do you know anything about them, and why would you think they would try to stab us? So at least those are the questions I would have.
Okay. So just basic questions, like no real
Yeah.
like. Okay.
And
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I would like to help with the transition to Spanish, and given that Carmelita has experience with being an investigative journalist, it really is not intimidating. It's very sort of gentle and coaxing, and persuasive and almost ingratiating.
Okay. I'll say why don't one of you roll a psychology and one of you roll a charm or something like that, or a persuasion, one of those two. So one of you handle like the questions and one of you handle like the reading, and you guys divvy that up however you want.
Sure. Do you have a preference, Mel? For Marie?
I've got pretty high psychology, so I can go in that direction if you're good with the persuade.
I can do persuade. I have a fairly low charm, but I have a decent persuade. Well, my psychology is higher than my persuade. 60 on persuade, 70 on psychology.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was sort of how I kind of described it. Like, I don't know the language, so I would be relying
That's fine.
on
So I think it's
verbal
better.
cues.
It makes more sense than for you to do psychology and I'll
Okay.
do persuade.
All right. See how we do.
So you're like
Yeah.
psychology, reading body language and such.
Yeah.
Not necessarily if they have to listen to every single word. It's more about how they comport themselves while they're talking.
Yeah. Especially since I'd already spent time with him. So if anything is different from that before.
Okay. And no Spanish roll necessary here because Carmelita, you're fluent, so it's fine.
Sweet, thank you.
Mhm.
That's a feel with a 68, but I'll spend the luck.
Okay. That's a pass. What about you, Marie? How'd you do in this? Like,
23 under 72. So hard success.
oh, hard success. All right, excellent. Okay, so you start with Arturo. You move around to a couple different people, and like you can see some people, like Arturo, especially when you come over to him, or he's like, "What, Miss Marie, are you okay?" And he comes up and he's just like, "What happened?" And he sees like the big gash. Like, "I told you, stay close to Arturo. I will protect you." And he's saying all this is in Spanish, by the way, but you know, and I'm sure Carmelita's translating what it is, whatever it is that you don't pick up. But he's like, "You should have stayed with me. I told you I would protect you." Oh my goodness gracious! And you can see he looks concerned, and then Marie, as you're watching, he seems genuinely concerned. Like he seems genuinely concerned with you, and he's like, "Joy boy, where is the little one? Is he okay? Is he all right? Did you forget to take stock of where he was when you got up and ran into the jungle? Again, constantly forgetting the fact that you have a tiny little kitten."
He's asking about your cat?
Did you land on your bag when you fell in that pit?
Did you hear a you fell into the pit?
Jeff tried killing me.
Sorry. But you definitely get the sense Arturo is very concerned. You talk to Raul, who is Patrick's friend, and he's one of the ones that has he's like, I've been on expeditions with Guillermo before, never in this direction. You've gone other places. Nothing like this has ever happened. I don't understand it. I don't. Why would he do something like this? I did not know. I promised you. I very much promise. And like, is Mr. Price okay? And he like points to the mustache. Is he okay? And Marie again comes across as really earnest. And over and over and over again, you start talking to all these different people, and like whether it's Rick's people or some of the other porters, and they all come across to you as like genuine confusion. There's a little bit of distrust between the two groups. Like you can definitely tell some of Rick's people kind of throw some shade at some of Guillermo's people and vice versa. But none of them give you any kind of strange vibe in terms of like they're lying to you. What you do glean was that when you start asking about some of the people who are missing, they're like, I did not know them. I'd never worked with them before. Like all of us know each other, even, you know, and he kind of like if you're talking to one of the Guillermo's people, like they'll point towards Rick's porters and kind of make a little sneer. I even have seen him before in the shops. I've never seen some of these people. I've never worked with them. But Guillermo said they were good, and so there's no reason not to trust them. And so you get the sense that it was Guillermo and then a handful of people that were not well known amongst the larger group of folks who kind of go on these expeditions. And that's pretty much what you learn.
Is Delovica's name mentioned at any point?
Not by anyone.
Okay.
Yeah. And to be honest, like these are porters. These aren't even these aren't guides. Like these are all porters. These are just like laborers. And De La Vega is like a very wealthy man. It's unlikely any of them have even met him before.
Sure. All right, thanks.
Do they know anything about Guillermo and like his ancestry, like his family? Like, does he have any Mayan ancestry that people are aware of?
Interesting question. Let me see. Okay. When you ask those types of questions, I'll say,
I don't know for certain. I know he speaks Mayan. He speaks the language. Yes. Not all of us do. Some of us do.
And you can see like a couple folks do. And because on the trail, you even overheard some people speaking language that you guys aren't familiar with. So even if you have points in Spanish, you would not be able to decipher Mayan. And
like he did know the language, but he does not talk about his. He does not talk about his family. It is not a conversation that I have ever had with him. Keeps to himself in that way.
I see.
He's a very serious man. But I have gone on a number of expeditions with him, and we have returned safely. This is shocking to me.
It's shocking to me as well, but I'm thankful that we still have you all here.
Yes, of course, we can turn it around in the morning when the light is up. We can return you to safety. We know the way back, do not worry. We do not need Mr. Castillo for that, and I'm sure Mr. Luke can help as well.
Yeah, we do still have a guide. And she'll kind of look to the rest of the group. Let's try and set up a watch for this evening. And we'll rest for the rest of the night, and we'll see how we wish to proceed in the morning.
Think we want to continue this expedition, even though Guillermo's out of it? Well, maybe it's a good thing that we know.
We will have to keep an eye out moving forward, but I don't think we'd get permission again to cross De La Vega's lands. I think this is our opportunity to do so.
So, Ricky, you're the head lead again, head guide.
Yeah, I got you, Patrick. No problem. I understand why you wanted to go, Guillermo. But I'm prepared. I'm ready to step up. I've done the reading. I've done the preparation. This ain't my first rodeo. I'll get you there. No problem.
It's good to hear. Let's get as much rest as we can.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sawyer.
Yes.
You look quite injured. Are you okay to push on?
I was just stabbed with a machete. Yes. But I can tough it out.
I mean, I've been shot with a bullet and I still went on a stakeout, so we do the things that we do for reasons.
I don't remember that. Was it just like a flesh wound or something? You get hit like winged in the arm or something? I've been shot before. That's no big deal.
Oh, no, it was... And Marie has like a scar. I think it was fairly center mass when she was shot, so...
Wait, you're like unbuttoning to show us the center mass scar?
Like on her abdomen.
Rick whistles. What a woman. She took
everyone,
a bullet
basically.
wound.
It's all of a sudden super quiet. Like
that
speaking of
the
Marie,
injury.
is anyone tending to Marie, by the way?
Yeah, Beverly definitely would.
Oh yeah, first aid.
Or
please and thank
Patrick
you.
Or whoever.
I have good first aid. I'd be willing to do it.
Okay. What are you at?
So maybe that conversation that
happens,
Marie and Wilbur just having happens while you're tending to her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see the scar. It's not that bad. I don't know what you're whining about. I've been shot. It's not nearly as bad as being stabbed with a machete.
Critical fail.
43 under 72.
All right, excellent. 1d4 for those watching, we do use faster recovery rules. So it's 1d4. But
I rolled
the
really
universe
good on the
balances
D4s.
things out, and it's 1 point back anyway.
It's 1 point back.
It was 1 point. Will had already rolled it, and so now you rolled
She
it
didn't like
again.
my roll, and she still rolled.
Yeah, you weren't gonna get. It's gonna be the yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I wanted
It's
to
all
roll
good.
it there. So we're only
Everyone
ever
understands.
allowed to get one back.
Cheat.
I rolled it in Foundry so that there would be no such
So did I.
accusation.
You were trying to roll a second die, and if it was higher, you were gonna make the case like, oh well, maybe I should get it because I didn't know, and da 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 da, and then I'd have to be like,
No, I would
I
have gone
did
with
roll it
the
in
first
Foundry.
one.
You were good.
I didn't see it.
Steven, I have
see
no
it.
problem with your behavior. You were excellent.
I was looking toward my dice tray, about to grab a d4, and then realized I should probably roll over here, and I didn't even look that you had rolled. So I was laid up for weeks recovering from that. But anyway, you don't have all that to say. We don't have to move on if you would prefer not to move on. But
It hurts really, really bad, but I think I'm okay.
I mean, you're not okay, but you will be okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
You currently
blood
look like you've lost
feeling
around
lightheaded.
half of your blood.
I'm okay. I'm good to keep going.
The benefit of youth, you recover.
And Will is bitching about the machete wound the rest of the night.
Okay. I mean, I think she ended up actually taking more damage than you, by the way. So I think she ended up taking like 11 points.
I did.
Of
I
damage,
took 11.
so- but that's fine.
Are we trying to
Yeah.
one up each other?
I'm just saying, classic Steven. And he's like, why did Guillermo not like me? I don't understand. This is why people don't like work. Okay.
But
Is anyone
really-
doing anything else? in the night?
I'd like to go have Gamla speak to Rick semi-privately.
Okay. And you can see he's like once everyone's taken care of, he's like over by his sleeping area. A couple of his guys come over with him, and you can see they're pulling out some of their books, some of their maps, and like you could tell like they are like, all right, we're up now, fellas. Okay, we're up a bat. If they're putting in a pinch hitter, like now's the time. Let's go. And like his porters are like, what do you mean pinch hitter? It's a baseball terminology now. We gotta show these people. Oh, hey, Carmelita, what can we do for you?
Hey, do you have a second?
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah. Hey guys, go. I don't know. Go away. Okay.
And she looks super uncomfortable. And then I owe you an apology.
Before.
When we met, I was really shitty to you. And
You were?
sorry. Yeah. And I'm sorry that I wish you didn't deserve that. I had some other stuff on my mind and I took it out on you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, water under the bridge, all that. It's fine. It's fine. Like it's all good. I know. I get it. I come on a little strong sometimes. I understand. Not everyone likes that kind of personality.
I get that too. People spend a lot of time avoiding me. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
me
it.
too. Sometimes I notice. Most of my family, to be honest, they don't really invite me to places anymore. But
Really?
yeah, like they, like holidays and weddings and all that kind of. Anyhow, it don't matter. But yeah, no problem. Water and bridge. Hey, we're out in the jungle. We're all on the same page.
No, I know.
No.
I just when you're shitty to someone, you should say you're being shitty. So
Well,
I was shitty, and I'm sorry.
hey, fresh start. He
Fresh
sticks out his
start.
hand.
And she takes
All right.
his hand. And she,
All right. And he's like, okay. All right. It's a shame Billy had to get stabbed, nearly killed, and Marie fell into a pit for us to kind of, get this new outlook. But hey,
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason or some such, right?
Yeah, I guess we just needed some blood loss for the friendship.
Yeah,
She kind
there you
of
go.
chuckles at her terrible dark joke and walks away.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything for the evening?
Just when I turn into my tent, make eye contact with Raul. Mimic the cigar smoking that Guillermo does. Swing my machete.
The pantomime.
What?
It's just to mimic. It's to mimic the snake choking him, but me the machete to Guillermo's head.
Oh, and he he laughs. And then he looks to the camera as if he didn't understand what just happened. But yeah. Okay. Anybody else doing anything for the last hours of the night?
Just making
Okay.
sure that we keep watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone's watching.
Yeah.
All right. Someone give me a spot hidden. Whoever got the best spot hidden, go ahead and give me a spot hidden. Take it with a bonus die. And we'll say this is for the rest of the night. And so this is like the group of you. So we'll just the best person here.
Mine's
I
a
was-
60.
72.
Marie.
2 for Marie.
Marie's-
What's Will at?
45.
Oh yeah,
It
Marie.
sounds like it's Marie.
Yeah.
All right. Take the bonus die as well. Don't forget.
Got it. I rolled a 43. The regular success.
Okay. The
I
rest of the
will-
evening, you
I'll spend 7.
okay.
So that'll be a hard success.
Okay. The rest of the evening, you, and when I say evening, it's early morning hours. So it's like
Yeah.
2 a.m. to dawn, right? You are not the only ones who get this idea. And you can even see that like Rick has sort of started to organize some of the porters. So there's like little groups of people looking around here and there. And at one point, Marie, you hear the sounds of like everyone's kind of taking turns sleeping. And so we'll say it's Marie who's up. You hear the sounds of one of the porters go like, from like the other side of the camp, just kind of like this, like shocked and hick. And then he's kind of like looking out into the darkness. And then when you come over to check on him, he turns and he says like something in Spanish to you. He's like, and he kind of points and he like rapid and he's got this like look of confusion and surprise. Roll Spanish test.
Goodness.
You do it.
23.
You can do it.
I'll take a audience. That's 30. Oh,
Of course you
I
do.
shouldn't have taken it. because I could have. Oh
too late.
man, I got greedy. I rolled a 6 under 23.
He said, what he says, like you have to do a double take. There's a moment maybe where you think you've mistranslated. Okay.
6 under 33. So that would be an extreme success.
It's extreme. Yeah. There's a
Yep.
moment where it feels like you misheard him or mistranslated because he describes warriors. Like he thinks he saw like warriors like out in the darkness, like a group of them, like, and he's like spears and things like that, and kind of describes, like what they were wearing, and then they were just gone.
Spears?
Yeah. He kind of like he picks up like a branch on the ground and kind of acts like he's gonna stab you with it. Will gets up, shoots him.
She's already injured in her side. And Marie will just venture a little closer to the edge, just looking around.
And you start to look and you don't see anything. It's dark as dark can be. And he's like, and you got your flashlight and, maybe he's got a lantern and you're both are holding it up, but nothing. But he's like adamant. He's like, warriors. And then and he's just like with his hands, just like,
And she'll try to communicate back. And because Will had said that he saw a spear. Sorry, Steven, did Will tell us that he saw?
knew about the spear. I was carrying it around.
yeah.
But did
And
you
then-
say about you thought you or the seeing the people?
No, I
Okay.
didn't even
Yeah,
say
that's
that I
true.
thought I
Yeah.
was stabbed, but I was carrying around a spear.
A spear,
And I said that
okay.
it fell.
The spear fell. That's right. Okay. And so Marie, as she's trying to sort of communicate, and her Spanish still isn't very good, she points in the direction of where Will's sleeping in a tent, and then she sort of makes like baby face action to like to Will, and then that he said he had a spear.
He grins,
trying to have
chuckles.
this communication that he said that a spear fell earlier.
Wait,
He's
do the motions for the spear and falling. If you're going to do the baby face, you got to do them all.
I did a spear, and it was falling.
And he's like thinking you misunderstand what a spear is. Like, no, it's spear. Huh.
Yes,
Huh.
yes.
Yeah.
And we're play jousting for a minute.
Okay. Dawn, though, eventually comes. And Guillermo never returns. None of his porters returns. You never get attacked again. There's no more sightings of those warriors. But dawn will come. You all are awake. And you're sitting around, breaking your fast, getting some food. What you got, Steven?
New day, so 2 more points of health recovery.
Only if you guys actually had a nice, peaceful sleep for the
I
night.
think you have to spend
I had a pretty
day.
good nap afterwards.
You didn't
did.
spend a day.
I don't think so. Not this time around. Sorry,
Yeah,
buddy.
I don't think
Marie,
that's how
you're
that
supposed to be
works.
on my side, all right?
I have fewer hit points than you do.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on this one. Yeah. Okay. What's the plan?
Will would argue that we push forward.
Marie agrees. We should push forward. This is why we're here. Every place that we've gone, we've experienced setbacks. We continue on. We just
You
always.
guys are both feeling well enough, then Rick, we'll leave it to you.
Something tells me that Guillermo's going to make himself known to us.
We do need to presume that there will be traps moving forward, so we must keep an eye out for those. Safety is paramount.
It's wise, Dr. K. Agreed.
That's what I was going to do things a little differently. And Guillermo, not wrong. We got to stay kind of like a 2x2 sphere. Whoever here's a good shot. I want 2 in the front. Well, 1 with me. I'm going to be in the front. Okay. I'm sending Arturo to the back. Okay. And I want 2 in the front. Good shots. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Good shots. Anyone who's injured, that's you, Billy. That's you, Miss Wynn. You all get in the center. All right.
No, I'm a good shot.
And well, you also took a machete, was it? To the gut. So you sure about that, Billy?
I'm a good shot.
All right. Well, you come up with me then. All right. Everyone, keep your eyes peeled. We move slow. Okay, we move when I say we move. Everyone, keep your eyes peeled. Dr. Key's right. There's liable to be some other trouble along the way. Okay, whether it's these spike traps or whatever it might be.
So you guys break camp. You get in your funnel, and you move. So I think just in terms of me understanding where everybody is, I think Will and Luke are up front. Is anyone offering to take up the rear? He wants good shots. So if any of you are good
I'm
with
a
guns.
decent shot, and I'll take up the rear with Arturo.
Okay. And then he would like Marie to go in the middle, if that's okay.
Marie will do that. I mean, she's got a gun, but she's still only sitting at like a 30 handguns.
Sure. Bev and Patrick, where do you guys think? Just generally, we don't have to be too precise with it. I just kind of want to have a general idea.
Yeah, near the front middle. It's okay.
Gotcha. What about old Dr. Key?
Probably like near the back middle.
Gotcha. All right,
Because
I got it.
I
think
can shoot. I'm just not the best shot. I don't
No,
So-
I'm okay.
I have a 20 in handguns and that's it. So
Right.
I would like to be
Will-
paired with one of them like Mayan speakers, if that's cool.
Sure. Look at you trying to farm some Mayan rolls at the end of the
Yes,
day.
please.
And just a little bookkeeping as well. Marie definitely would make sure that everyone is aware of the porter's sighting during our watch, that we thought we saw a group of warriors with spears. And so
Yeah.
like making
Okay.
sure that
See something, say something.
Exactly.
How does Will react to hearing that?
I think he's fine with it. Like, he's gonna be trying to talk to Luke the same way he was before about like details and just like distract himself.
Okay.
To keep his mind off the pain, I think. So he's not going to be too concerned by anything else.
All right. So two of you are talking, and he's just like looking very carefully, and he's got the machete out, and he's like, now he's the one kind of doing the thing that Guillermo was doing, and sweating here and there. You guys stop every so often for water, for rest, for resupply, for getting some food and things. You do that 2 or 3 times throughout the day. Well, you're up front, so let me get you can give me a track if you like, or a spot hidden. And then I'll say, Carmelita, you're in the back, so you can give me a spot hidden as well. Those are probably the best places for them.
Joke.
I rolled a 52 over 45 on the spot hidden. I will spend the 7 luck to turn it into a success.
Okay.
37 under 60 for me.
Nice.
Okay. A little past midday, Will, as you guys make a camp in a very nice clearing in terms of this completely overgrown area. As you start pushing forward, you go to take a step, and you feel the ground begin to give way a little bit. And then you quickly pull back, grab Rick, and you realize, like, up in front of you, the ground itself seems to have been disturbed. And like I'm sure you probably tell him about it. And as he's looking, like he maybe picks up a stick, starts poking at it, it collapses. And just like what happened with Marie, you can see there's this spike set up. It's not too deep. It's maybe like maybe about 4 feet deep or so, and with these big big wooden spikes that have been stuck into the ground and are sticking up in different angles here and there. And you can see not only is that down there, but there looks to be like these 3 slithering snakes of some kind that are just tangling around, kind of wrapping around here and there, and like they sort of tongues flickering, and you just hear as the fronds and stuff fall in. Good eyes, Billy.
Watch yourself there. It looks like I was right. Guillermo is going to make himself known to us. He's not going to let us keep going.
Well, we're ready, everyone. We're ready, everyone. Eyes peeled. Eyes peeled. Okay.
Could I take a closer look at the spikes as well? And
Yeah.
would they look like would they look like anything was strange about them? Like, were they coated in anything?
No. Taking a look, it looks like they just took whatever kind of wood was available and just kind of macheted off the ends to make a point. And then you've
Didn't
got
know
these
how
other snakes down
devious
underneath.
Guillermo would be.
I know I'm not there, but a question that I had on this, like, does it look like freshly cut wood, or does it look like
good
these
question.
have been here for a little bit?
Jeff, does it look like freshly cut wood, or does it look like it's been there for a little bit?
As somebody who worked with a carpenter and whose entire family comes from carpentry, there is a difference, Stephen, between freshly hewn wood and wood that's
I
considered.
absolutely know that.
There's a tone. Get a tone.
There was no tone. I just wanted to steal her question.
Why did Guillermo not like me? Why do people not like Will?
I know why Melissa doesn't like me. That's very clear.
Question stealer.
What you can tell is it doesn't look like it had. It doesn't look like it has suffered through a heavy rain, so it has been done relatively recently.
Okay.
Maybe not within the last hour. It could have been within the last couple of days. It could have been yesterday, but it doesn't look like it's been sitting there for ages. In the back, Carmelita, you notice at one point as the expedition snakes around, so to speak, the pit, and it kind of takes like a strange route. You notice another one of those markers, similar to the one that you fell down and kind of almost smacked your head against it, and then the other one that was found. So you found 2 of them before in the first day of travel, but you see another one of them. And again, you can see it's a little bit off the path though. So it's like you can see it. You're peering. You're looking for any signs of someone who might who might be like waiting in ambush. You've heard signs of warriors or something like that, but you do start for a second. But then you squint your eyes some more and you realize like the description that the porter gave Marie is very similar to what you see in the jungle about 20 yards from you, and it's carved in the same fashion as the previous two markers, and you see it.
Okay. I'm gonna call out for people to stop and kind of put a hand on Arturo to get him to stop as well. And specifically kind of looking at Dr. Key, will point that out, be like, that's what I fell into. I found something like that yesterday, and that's sounds like what Marie was describing.
Okay. And it's kind of far away, Jeff, you said, or?
About 20 yards off your path. You guys had a snake around the pit, so you've kind of gotten off of like the machete thing. Again, you're in a jungle, so it's not like there's hiking paths. There's only the path that basically Will and Luke are cutting for you guys with the machetes. But the route that he was taking, he kind of veers a little bit off, and that's and maybe 20 yards off to the east.
If we hear her call out for a stop, I'd tell to Luke, looks like another one of the statues, and without Guillermo here to boss us around, we might as well get some good notes. You want to go clear a path for her?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, yeah, we can take a little break.
And so yeah, he'll go and he'll clear a path, and so everyone like of your group starts moving off in that direction. Okay, Ashley, you weren't really here last time, so let me describe a little bit what you see, if I can find where I put my notes.
I think they're on your computer.
Har har.
All right, go ahead and lose 10 luck.
That drops me down to 0 luck.
I was going to say that's about all he's got.
It's all I got left.
Okay.
10 luck, 0 luck. What's the difference, really?
Take a point of sand.
So Bev, you get over there, it's about 9 to 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Intricately carved, but you can tell it's pretty badly weathered. And it looks like there are these figures, these warrior figures. They got these armor. They're standing on top of these decapitated bodies. It looks very similar, almost identical to the ones that you guys saw the past couple of days. And you can see there's snakes that are slithering out of the open necks of the bodies that have been decapitated that these warriors are standing on top of. The warriors are also like holding up like severed heads up in the sky, and you can see that there is like this figure, this large like frog-like figure with this huge lolling tongue coming out of its mouth. Okay, so you can make an anthropology or an archaeology if you like.
Okay. Let's try anthro. 48 regular success.
Okay. One of the things that catches your attention, and if you converse a little bit with Rick, one of the things that catches your attention is the fact that like the warriors themselves is the most interesting thing of all. It's very easy to kind of get obsessed with some of the hideousness, but it's something about the armor, and you realize like the armor itself at first looks like it's Mayan. It looks like it has that same kind of description, whether you've read the Cartwright book or whether you read the Into the Yucatan that you were kind of piercing through, or any other studies you might have done. And the two of you might go back and forth. And it looks at first glance, but now that you actually have the time to stop and study without Guillermo pushing you forward, you can definitely tell that there are some subtle differences, to the point where you probably don't think this is actually Mayan. There's like significant enough differences in the details to suggest that this is not a depiction of a Mayan warrior, but of some kind of splintered, related sort of people or faction or something like that. It does not align with what you have studied or what Rick has studied about these people. It's different enough.
I have a Mayan speaker that I kind of had become my partner in walking. Does he have anything else that he can offer about it?
Sure. So let's see. Let's give him a name. If we're gonna bring him into this, let's give him a name. He goes by the name Eduardo.
Eduardo. Okay.
Maybe that's why you were drawn to him, because Ed Exley, Eduardo. His last name is Exley. His name is Eduardo Exley.
Hell yes.
An Ed on every
He
continent.
coaches
wrestling when he's
a-
not.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Would
I'm going to go to
melt.
Mexico City.
I'm
Puts
going
on
to be
his
a
snake
wrestler.
mask.
Every section, I love it.
Yeah, I would say he's not an archaeologist or an anthropologist, but like if you bring him over, he'll like put his hands up and be like, no, no. He just kind of steps away at this point, and you could tell he's kind of bothered by it. It bothers him in some way. That is not good.
Why? Can you explain?
And he tries to talk a bit. He speaks Spanish, so he like all this is kind of flowing out in Spanish, and there's no point for you. There's enough people around here who are bilingual, so you can kind of get this translated. But effectively, he describes how like a story that kind of comes down amongst his people, like his family, of like another group or another not a nation, that's not the right word for it, clan, like the words isn't kind of coming through to it. It's not a country, it's not a clan, it's not like a conquistadorian or anything like that, but it's like another
faction,
another people.
Okay.
Like, and he's very specific about that. Like whenever you say like faction, he's like, no, it's like saying like these are not of Maya, right?
Okay.
And how they would come and they would go and they would come and they would go. And it's like this kind of idea where like they're here sometimes and they're not. And then they're here sometimes and they're not. And like they show up in certain times. And then other times there's long moments of silence. And so you kind of get this sense that it's this this sort of like folklore or urban legend kind of thing that kind of passes down through his people, that like this is in fact a different people that's being described, and one that is antagonistic, violent, and that his family at the very least is fearful of, or has been at least in generations past.
Do they have a name?
And he says, Shoshul.
And because Beverly was thinking that that's what it would be, and so she kind of nods and respects his fear of this, and she won't push forward. Okay.
Marie is sort of hanging around if we're kind of in the same area. And she just sort of leans over. Does he? And she's kind of pointing at this like frog with the long tongue, and just sort of ask Dr. Key, does he know anything? Is he willing to say anything about? She kind of points to the frog creature.
Okay, and so she'll ask, is this what is the frog for?
I don't.
You don't
know.
Okay.
He conveys the Shoshul don't worship, like a lot of this is hard for him to convey because there's not easy translations. He like points up at the sun, and he like kind of shakes his hand, and he's like, he points to himself, and he kind of points up at the sun, right? And then like he draws like the moon, and he kind of points to self, but then like when he points to the thing, he kind of shakes it, trying to convey this notion that like the Shoshul worship something else, and he doesn't know whether this is it, but
Yeah.
they worship something different, or at least
Yeah.
they did when they inhabited these lands.
And I think that's something that Bev is already aware of, right? Or like that we've come across in the books that we've read.
Sort of.
Okay.
So he doesn't know the meaning?
No, just they don't worship the same that they worship something other, and he doesn't know if this is a representation of the other or if it's just something else, but he doesn't know.
That's a bit. It's more than a bit concerning, seeing as Will saw a spear, and we saw a spear, warriors with a spear overnight, and if the way they worship is this violence, we've seen what happens when worship comes through violence.
Yeah. And Bev will take a moment to like step away from like the porters and stuff. I was, it might be conjecture, but De La Vega, we were aware that he had one of his conquistador family members, I think, or someone else,
the
married
big
into
picture
them.
in his home.
Yeah, married into the Mayan people, but he was very hush-hush about it, and I wonder if it wasn't the Mayan people, but this people that is similar to the Mayan people. And then after that, he was insistent that we had Guillermo, and then Guillermo was praying to, I think Will or Patrick said Glaaki before stabbing Will.
No, he said
Or Golzamal, sorry. G names. It's just concerning that
Perhaps that's a misdirection that De La Vega claims outwardly and shows all of the conquistador heritage as being the thing that he connects to, but perhaps a bit more
I'm just
secretly.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I can't say, but just the fact that there was no reference to the Chichen Xochitl people when I was trying to find it, and that he didn't really have any information to offer, but it's a big part of this area. It just rubs me the wrong way, and I'm looking too far into it, but at this point we can't afford to not be careful.
His recommendation, we were ready to do this expedition with Mr. Luke, and his argument swayed me that we should hire Guillermo instead, and Guillermo stabs young Mr. Sawyer. In and of itself, that is enough for great suspicion.
Let's not be too quick to blame Mr. Francisco here. We know he's been tricked by Santiago Dominguez. He could be tricked here by Guillermo, for all we know.
You say, where are you having this conversation? You having this conversation in front of like Rick and the porters and such?
No, I specified we stepped like away from the porters and everybody.
Okay. Okay. Will. So the three of you are talking. I think I heard Patrick talk, Marie talk, Bev talk.
Yeah.
Will, Carmelita, were you among that conversation, or were you doing other things?
I don't think so. I would have sent Rick back to clear a path, but I would have tried to stay like at the front of this path, possibly continuing to clear a path forward, or just watching over the porters.
Carmelita is very much part of the conversation, but is keeping quiet and just listening to them.
Will, give me a listen test.
Right. Listen is not that good. I rolled a 95. My listen is 22.
Would you like to spend 73 luck to make that a success?
I have 10. Can I push? Can I like machete my ear off and hold it up to?
That's one way to listen. Just
I don't want
your ear off, hold it out.
You can push. Do you want to push?
Oh gosh.
Not on a 22. No. I'm sorry. I was being
Okay.
sarcastic.
Okay. So you are a ways. You can hear some of the porters and such have kind of gathered. A few of them went off with Luke. No one's allowed to be by themselves, so Luke took a few with. You're hanging back and waiting for your fellow investigators. A couple of the porters are with you. So obviously Eduardo was there because of the conversation with Bev, but a few others maybe that you were like kind of gambling with, like you and Patrick were gambling with. And you're just talking, and all of a sudden, everyone would hear this. You just hear a gunshot, and right next to you, Will, you can see the guy that you were talking to. His head goes right back, and you see an explosion of brain matter and blood on the fronds and of the trunk right behind, and he falls and he collapses, and then all of a sudden, from all sorts of different places in the jungle, and you see a few of the porters get hit. You hear like Rick kind of call out, and we are going to go into structured time again.
Oh my gosh.
Ambush! I'm being shot at for the first time.
I like how that's twice
Yeah,
now. You failed a listen test that
But
would have prevented
You could
some of
use
this
your
stuff.
luck talent, your pulp talent now. The
I
one
guess
you
someone
were
else killed this time,
complaining
so it's not
about.
my problem.
Okay. I'm actually, I think everything's sort of set up.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Holy fuck.
Okay. All right. Carmelita and Will, you both go first. You're both at 80. We can go in either order you want. You are not standing particularly far away from each other. You're probably within a move, like a handful of steps from each other. A group of you are over away from the statue. A group of you are probably by the statue. I'm gonna say, Will, you were by the statue. The guy collapsed and fell. Some of the blood is now on the statue. And then you can see the group off to the side with Patrick and Marie and Bev and Carmelita. You hear the sounds of Rick shouting, and he's doing the same thing you are, Will. Ambush! Ambush! Run! And Carmelita or Will, either one of you can go.
Will, you want to go first since you...
Sure. I would like
Ordered
to
first?
just throw myself into the underbrush to take cover. And try to see like where the shots are coming from.
Spot hidden test, I'll give you this time.
I always miss Pastor Woods when I roll spot hidden.
And you always freaking have to tell us that. Jeez, every time. The dude died, okay? He was eaten by some giant mouth in the
But
middle of
he
Mexico
had the
City.
eyes of a
You need to
hawk.
get over it.
I rolled a 66 over 45.
Do you want to
Pastor
spend
Wood
21
would have
points of
succeeded
luck?
at that. I would have
Do you want to spend 21 points? You have a vague direction of where some of the gunshots came from, especially the one that killed you. But like it's like they're firing from the brush as well. So you have. So what I'm going to say is, if you try to return fire, it's going to be at a penalty die because you're not sure like where everyone is. Okay, and it's not a penalty die for your other specifics. It's specifically as you don't know what you're firing at. Yeah.
I think I would try to return fire, just like covering fire. So that makes sense. Handguns are 80 with the penalty die.
Got it.
Shit, the penalty die screwed me. That's an 89. I will spend the 9 points of luck. Because what's the difference between 1 and 10, right?
Seriously, dude.
Okay.
Wow.
I've never had 1 luck before.
All right. Let me.
One
Sorry, I just
and
gotta
10
write down
literally
all of the-
makes a difference.
Is
all
there
of the
like something
people
bad
are
that happens
attacking
when you're
you.
at 1 luck?
No.
I feel
I mean-
like it ought to.
I don't
Not
think
like
so.
by default, but like something probably will pretty soon. Roll your damage.
Oh yeah, I haven't shot anything in a while. I gotta roll damage. So
Yeah.
my 1d10 plus 2. It's a 3.
Okay, 3 points of damage. Okay,
3 points of
so
damage.
you fire off into the vague direction where you think the guy who was just standing next to you and talking to you just got shot in the forehead. And you just fire back in the direction, and then eventually you hear, "Ugh," and you hit somebody. Like you hear just someone like scream out, and you know that there's somebody over in the brush. It's kind of basically vaguely off to the east. and you guys had to like move off the path to check out this statue to the east. Maybe it starts to dawn on you, Will, that maybe Guillermo would have figured you guys would want to stop at this place, right? Okay, Carmelita, you're amongst Bev, Patrick, and Marie having this conversation when all of a sudden gunshots ring out from all sorts of different directions in the jungle. What do you do?
Similar to what Willard, I'm going to look for cover and where the shots came from. So specifically, I'd like to tap in the frog statue and look for where the shots came from.
Give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. That's a feel with a 78 over 60.
Same thing. You have a general idea of the bush from which has been being fired, but they are still somewhat obscured by all of the jungle cover. But you can definitely see the signs of like disturbed brush from that was getting shot through. You can even maybe see a few of it is like smoking from where like the bullets passed through, something like that. But you don't see any one specific person.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you. Just to get a sense of layout, is Will in front of me, like a few feet in front of me?
Will dove into the brush. Will dove into the brush. So he like as far as I'm reading it, Will, you literally did the whole like hit the deck thing, right? You fell onto the ground.
Yeah, I was going for cover.
Okay, great. In that case, if I'm fairly certain I'm not going to hit him, I would also like to do the covering fire thing.
Okay, so you could just fire wildly back into the brush. It's going to be at a penalty die because you're not 100% sure where it's going. Marie, you're on deck.
That's just firearms with a penalty. Which
and from what you can gather, both of you can gather, there's definitely a bit of
98.
There's definitely a bit of like you're kind of not necessarily 100% surrounded. You get a sense between the two of your rolls that they are kind of off to the east and to the north, which is back the way north is back the way you came, and you know that Rick went back west to start carving the path forward, and he is shouting out and saying ambush over there. So it sounds like east, northwest. You might have at least three different places that are being shot from.
Okay.
Looks like they caught us in a little bit of a crossfire.
That's my turn. Okay. Thank you. I failed.
Excellent. Gotcha. All right, Marie, you're up first. You and Rick have the same decks, but I'll give it to you first. You see everything that happened. Carmelita just rushes, and she is now behind the statue and then firing out from behind it. Will dove into the underbrush, and he's like firing up blindly. You hear the sounds of Rick calling out for help from 20 to 30 yards to the west. You see a dead porter on the ground, blood on the statue. What do you want to do, Marie?
So Marie is kind of decent at handguns, but pretty bad. So what she wants to do is she wants to find something close by, like a decent sized rock or something, and just throw it in one of the general directions that has been pointed out, just to see if she can kind of get somebody to move out of cover a little bit so that maybe somebody else can take a better shot or something.
I like it. That's clever. Okay.
So I'm looking to throw, basically.
We could do a throw. If you want to just roll a throw, I'm down for that.
Okay. I'm going to grab an audience, so it's a 50-50, because nothing that I have in combat is higher than 40. So, and I failed. I rolled an 83.
Okay. What's your throw at?
40. I bumped it to 50. Would you like to
spend 43 luck?
I only have 18 luck.
You just throw a rock into the brush somewhere, like off to the north and to the east. You do hear the sounds of gunfire, but no one steps clean of where they have cover effectively right now. Okay. So then Rick will go and he will yell, he's like, Billy, we're getting surrounded here. Run! And so you guys I'll say you guys lose sight of him as you die for cover. So Carmelita and Will. But you can definitely see the porters that were following him. They start racing kind of southward a bit, which is the direction you guys have been going this whole time. So like they're like racing away. And so you can see that they're because they were a little bit more in the open than you guys were. And that'll be his turn. And then we're going to come to Patrick. So Patrick, it is your turn.
I'll loot the porter that just got shot, see if he has a firearm on him.
Sure. Yeah. I don't see any reason why not. He's got a rifle, we'll say. Give yourself if you go into the items on Foundry, go into the items directory and you can look up bolt action. Should be a 22 bolt action rifle. You can pick one of those.
Good thinking.
And I will run southward where everyone else is congregated.
Okay, so you grab it and you start racing after Rick. Is essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Then after you, it will unfortunately before Bev gets to go, they will get to go in their turn. So, all right.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So I think Marie.
Remember, they can't see me.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily true.
No, I am stealthy. I'm
Are
wearing
you?
a ghillie
'Cause
suit.
that's not what you said. You said you were hitting the deck, which means they can still see you. They just roll with a penalty die to try to attack you. That's all. Difference.
I think it was getting behind
and
cover,
Marie.
but it's not an invisibility shields. Marie failed to mention doing anything to take cover, so that was oversight on my part.
Yeah, which means Marie and Bev are open targets, and so are a couple of these porters. Patrick, you're racing away, and you're trying to catch up with Rick. So it's gonna take a while. You guys might want to grab a drink. I got a lot to roll here.
Oh no. Oh.
I'm gonna say 2 shoot at will, but they're gonna shoot with penalty dice, of course. Well, that's gonna be a fail. That's a 98. So okay, so that's good. That's a fail right off the bat. The first shot, as you dive to the ground, Will, you hear it just kind of whiz over. You hear that whistle kind of whiz past you. The second shot coming at Will. Let me roll my penalty die. 2 39s, so that will be a success. So you do get hit by one of these. Sorry, buddy. Oops, wrong die.
Can I dodge?
No, you're getting shot. You already hit the deck.
But I can continue to dodge because I'm nimble.
I don't think you can dodge.
Don't lose my next action when
gunshot.
diving for cover versus firearms.
Okay.
Oh, his
Hang
pulp
on.
talent.
Pulp talent.
Okay.
It's
But I think
technically
you
when I
already
dive
did
for
though,
cover.
right?
So diving for cover is a response to being shot at,
And you want to do that right now?
if that's possible.
Okay, so you'll say maybe you roll over and you fall down into like a little ditch in the ground. Is that what it is?
And
How
I
does
just
that
keep
sound?
diving for cover. And dive and
Okay.
dive and dive.
And eventually you reach the core of the earth and you die. Okay. 2 of them are going to shoot over at Carmelita. And again, I'm going to give them a penalty die because you have effectively given yourself some level cover. That's another 98, so they're going to miss with their shot. So you hear the sounds of the bullet just kind of explode against the stone. Then they're going to shoot again. A 50, it'll be a miss. So 2 shots into the statue, and so Carmelita, you're getting shot at, but neither of them hit you. 2 shots are going to come at Bev. Bev, unfortunately, you don't have the cover. Okay, first shot will miss. 1 goes right past you. The second shot will hit though. So Bev, as everyone's diving around you, you're going to take 7 points of damage as you get shot.
Oh,
I failed my dodge roll too, so I still got hit by that second shot.
Okay.
Ooh.
Are you sure?
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to remember. Is it actually a dodge roll?
Yeah, I just checked.
Yeah.
It's
it
a
does
dodge
look like
roll.
Yeah, you're right.
For
And
to
forfeiture,
succeed,
you
and
don't
then
have
it
to
gives
do it.
you a penalty die if I succeed.
Right. Okay. Because I was already giving them a penalty die because you guys said you were taking cover.
It would have
okay,
just been,
so you do get hit.
Yeah.
It's also 7 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 2 are going to come at Marie, who's out in the open. Sorry, it's a cocked die. That's a 94 on the first. Second guy will shoot with a 30. Will hit. All right, second shot gets hit, Marie. Okay, minimum damage, 5 points of damage.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And then, so that's at 8, right? And then I'm going to say 2 are going to fire at Patrick. Patrick, you're racing away, you're actually, by racing away, I'm going to give them a penalty to die because
Can I interrupt real quick?
Stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So after what happened last night, I was sitting at 9. So does that now mean like it's not half of max, it's half of current?
It's always half
for
of
a major
max.
wound.
Like a major wound is always your half of your max, not your current.
Not current. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. You don't have major wound, but you're at 2 health, which is rough, right?
I'm at 4 health, but yeah.
4 health. I'm sorry.
I had 9.
Okay.
I took 5. Yeah.
All right. As you're running away, Patrick, you hear the sounds of bullets fly over your head. The first one misses. You see some bark on a tree next to you explode. And then the second one, you see a second bullet come. And so each of you have taken 2 shots. A couple of you got hit. You do hear the sounds of more gunfire. It's not just you that are getting shot. As you can see, some of your reporters that were near the statue are now trying to do the same thing you guys are doing. Some of them are diving for cover. Some of them are racing after Patrick. You could see Raul is racing after you. And he is as lucky as you are, as 2 shots miss him. Arturo is like racing over towards Bev and trying to maybe dive and not take her to the ground so that she doesn't get shot. But unfortunately, he is going to get hit with 1 bullet. And max damage. So Bev, as you get hit and you're spun around by the force of the bullet, you can see Arturo is like racing towards you, trying to help you. And then as he like reaches out, this is the guy that you and Marie were in the truck with. As he's racing, you just see right through the temple and out the other side, and he collapses down in front of you, dead to the ground, as he just took 10 points of damage. And then stuff happens over by Rick. None of you can see that, and that is the end of my turn. You guys know that you are pinned down, and there are many shooters out there. Bev, it comes to you. Arturo just died at your feet. You got shot. You hear Marie got shot. You see Will and Carmelita taking cover, and you see Patrick and Raul are running. You hear the sound of Rick's voice telling you to run, run, run.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
If she sees running and she hears someone for us to scream to run, especially watching Arturo just die in front of her, I think she's just gonna panic, just bolt and flee.
I like it. I'll tell you what. Give me a dex test to see how far you can get. Like if you roll really well on your dex test, like you're able to move, like you just got shot, you're trying to weave between this brush, and you're trying to maybe catch up with where you see Patrick kind of leading the way back.
Oof, 73.
Okay, so you're like kind of stumbling and bumbling. You maybe don't catch completely up with Patrick, and you're still a little bit further behind him. But you do race away from this little statue area that seemed to have.
And
been
it does
a focal
make
point of
sense
this.
because I did take a chunk of damage. Yeah. So yeah,
you did. Okay, top of the round, we come back to Carmelita and Will. Both of you got shot at. Will, you took 1. Carmelita, you didn't. Carmelita, you saw Marie and Bev take 1. Bev ran, Patrick ran, and then there's 2 dead porters on the ground near you. Which one of you wants to go first?
Well, did you want to go first?
Yeah. So Will is a hero. And the most effective heroes are ones who are still alive to keep fighting. So I will run away.
Hell yes.
Okay. I'm going to throw a question at you. Do you get up and run, or do you try to army crawl away in a stealthy fashion?
I am in the brush. No, Will is more about moving quick. So he would get up and start running. Okay. And I don't lose my action after diving for cover because I'm nimble.
Absolutely. Are you happy now? Are you happy?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to die, but at least I got it before I died.
But you got to use your pulp ability.
That's all I wanted.
Your pulp ability on your second character. Okay. All right. So Will is up and racing. Well, give me that dex, the same dex I gave to Bev. This is really just to sort of move nimbly and quickly through the brush.
Ah, shit. So my die bounced out of the tray and rolled a 38, but then to be fair, I always reroll when it bounces out, and then it was an 88, which is a fail. And I don't have any luck could I push?
You can totally push. You know that is dangerous. I will say, because this isn't you're not doing an attack roll. Actually, no, wait. I can't remember.
You can't push in combat, can you?
Is it all combat rolls, or all rolls in combat, or just like attack rolls?
I'd have to check. I'm sorry.
Not sure. Trying to look.
We'll say
pushing combat rolls, either fighting or firearms. Skill rolls are resolved.
That's not this.
Yeah,
it's a skill roll.
That's not this. So
That's
you can
page
push,
104.
but okay. But what will I?
I'll risk it.
I'm just gonna. You know what's gonna happen is you're gonna just basically leave yourself open if you fail.
If I fail, I die. Yeah.
And
but I got 80 dex. I
still have to hit that.
Yeah. Oh no!
I rolled an 86.
Oh no!
Dude.
And you cannot spend luck on a push roll, I believe.
I didn't have
He
any
only
luck
has
to
one
spend.
luck
That's why I
anyway.
wanted to push.
You get up, you rush, and as you do, you kind of stumble. Like your gun falls out of your hand. You have to scramble over and you pick it up because you don't want to move without your gun. But as you stand up, like you are literally wide open. Okay. All right. So, Will, you're open as can be. Marie, you're open as can be. Bev, Patrick, you're racing away. Carmelita, you still got cover, but you can start to see like people are falling back from this position and they're racing southward. Rick and Marie are up now. Marie, you got shot. Bev ran away. What are you doing?
She is going to run to some kind of cover. So she wants to move a little bit in the southward direction, but understanding that she's not full on running, she's trying to find some cover in the southward direction is sort of what she's looking to do.
You want to do like a stealth test? See if you can like find a place.
Yeah.
Or you can pitch other things. I'm just kind of throwing out ideas.
No,
you could do
that
like
makes
a stealthy
sense.
thing. You could do a dex thingy.
Yeah, I would dex.
Survival to find a good spot.
If you'll let me do dex, I'll do dex for sure.
I'll take dex. Dex to me is just like this all-purpose. You're like moving and trying to move with some amount of purpose through very difficult terrain.
Hell yeah. 13 under 70 is an extreme success.
All right, you slip through a couple of these different fronds. You feel yourself almost lose your footing. You slide down this small ridge, but it actually helps you. It's not this long, terrible slope as before, but it does get you under. And like you're pretty sure they can't even really see you. Maybe they can see your hat popping up, but like you have this little bit of cover as you raced away. Okay.
I
Rick,
don't think I had a chance to go this turn.
Oh, I apologize. You can go
it's
now.
okay.
Yeah, go now for sure.
Can I try and get to Will and use my action to drag him into cover?
You're sure if you want to kind of race over and like tackle him to the ground? Absolutely. No roll necessary. And Will, would you be okay with this? I should say that because if you're not, I would probably have a roll.
I don't think I would even see it coming, to be fair, because I'm trying to scramble.
So like you're stumbling around, your gun, like you kick your gun once or twice, you pick it up, but as you do so, you're like looking around and there's the bullets that are flying. And then Carmelita, you just rush over and kind of tackle them back out of sight. This does mean that you guys are left very far behind now as everyone is kind of racing away. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Rick you can hear his voice is getting quieter now because he's getting further distance. I would say Will and Carmelita are. Patrick, Marie, Bev, you can hear him. And he's just kind of sounding out like, it's like, they're not to the south. It's open to the south. Run. And then like random fires of gunshots. Marie's, you ran. Patrick, is your turn.
Keep running to the south direction, then towards Rick's voice. Getting away from all the gunfire as best as possible.
Give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. I have a 63. I rolled a 9. That's extreme.
Is that crit?
Extreme.
Not crit.
Just
Extreme.
extreme.
Okay, extreme. As you're running, and like there's a huge heavy canopy. It's very difficult to see too far in front of you. You're barely getting a lot of light. There's a lot of underbrush, but there is this seam in the trees above you. As you're running and stumbling down this ridge, you hear the sounds of a little like pace behind you, and you see something in the distance. Like it's a ways to the south. It's maybe still like a mile away. And like as you're running, you realize it almost looks like a mountain at first. and then you realize it's not, as there's some sort of structure atop of it. And like for the briefest of moments, as you race down this incline and you're continuing southward, you think you see the top of what looks like a pyramid. Okay. Then all hell breaks loose as I get the fire, get some good shots. Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh goodness.
All right. So at this point, Patrick, you have kind of outpaced the ones from behind, so you're okay. So you're not getting shot by any of those yet, because they have other targets. Marie, I'm going to say you've got really good cover, so I'm going to give them some penalty dice trying to shoot you. So I'm going to give them 2 penalty dice as they try to hit you. As I'm going to say 3 of them try to shoot in your direction, but again, they get penalty die. All right. And yeah, and then you hear more gunshots. So the first one misses. The second one malfunctions. That's a malfunction. That's 100.
Oh gosh. Full on 100.
Good for us.
Yeah.
The third one, oh my god, I almost succeeded. Holy crap. The third one, if I had 1 point of luck, I would succeed. The third one almost hit you. Maybe your hat gets shot. It's one of those moments where you just feel the breeze come over and your hat just flies off. But you're okay. Then Bev, unfortunately, you are going to get some shots in your direction, but there will be penalty die associated. Okay, 51's a fail. And then 85's a fail. So 2 shots miss.
Oh, yes.
Back by Will and Carmelita, you guys are on the ground. You are hard to hit, but you are unfortunately going to be subject to 5 shots between the 2 of you.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll say Carmelita's probably like on top because she tackled you. So
I was
I'm
about to say the same thing.
You're such a son of a bitch. All right, Carmelita. First shot's a miss. Second shot's also a miss. Third shot is also a miss. 3 shots, all missing.
Wow. Fuck.
Will, you're kind of starting to get out from underneath. Oh my god, dude, that was so close to a hit. You have no idea. That was like another one of those 2 lucks. And the second shot is a total miss. Yeah, total miss. So 5 shots come in the direction of the 2 of you. The earth exploding around you here and there. And it's at this point you start to see the 2 of you, as you look up, you start to see movement through the trees, and they are coming through like almost like they're military. They're coming through. Each of them have these rifles out, and they're slowly coming through the trees, and they have a bead on you. They can see you. They're still a distance away because they're shooting rifles. They have good distance, and they have a little bit of elevation on you because they're up on this embankment that's got all these different like trees and brush up there. You see 10 people emerge, and you still hear gunfire that's not associated with this 10. You're at least double. You're at least outnumbered 2 to 1, at least. Bev, your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, she's running. She's running.
Okay. Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. 21, hard success.
Hard success will also allow you to see that brief moment, just like Patrick, through the trees. You see the signs at the top of a pyramid. And again, it looks like a hill at first, just like this random peak of a hill. And you just see it ever so slightly. And you don't really have time to stop and stare. It's just like you look up and you see it, and then it's hidden by the trees once more, right? But you know that it's off to the south some more. And you hear like Rick, like, this way, they're not following this way, as he's calling. Okay, top of the round. Carmelita, Will, you 2 are quickly you're going to get surrounded pretty quickly. What do the 2 of you do?
Run!
Get off me! And I start running.
Sweet.
All right. So both of you start running. Give me dex rolls,
Dex
both
check
of you,
again.
as you try to like run and move and dodge and slide and done. Okay.
Can I push? I have 80 dex. I rolled a 94.
Oh my god.
If you would like to, it's the same thing is going to happen.
I have to push. I don't have a choice. Like, am I going to just hang out in the... Yeah. Oh, you show
Carmelita
off.
with a 2. She rolled a 2.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Shame. Her dex is 1. That's a fail.
36
do?
is a hard success. It took 4 tries with an 80 dex, but I got a pass.
The two of you wait. You see them kind of coming in, and then they suddenly turn off to the side and kind of maybe fire at like Bev as she rushes down, and they miss. And as they turn, like you take that opportunity to stand up. But Will, you stumble for a moment, right? So what does it look like? So what do you think the pushing is? What's like the different tack? Like what goes wrong, and how do you correct it as you try to get up and run? What do you think?
I think I tried to get up the first time, and Carmelita was like still on me, and like her hand or something about her like caught where like I had bandaged the machete wound, and it just like pushed me backwards a little bit, like I staggered because of the injury. But then I was able to grit through it and push back past the pain to get going.
I like
Wait,
it. Okay.
you had bandits through the machete wound? Or
You hit my
Carmelina
wound.
bandaged?
You were the one
Carmelina
holding me back.
bandaged you. And
You
bandaged
notice how he
you.
immediately blamed you? Like,
Yeah.
So what went wrong?
Yeah.
Well, Carmelita did
Carmelita
this.
was there.
Ridiculous.
I fucking
Okay.
bandaged you too, you asshole.
You cleaned it
Not
up, and I put the
only-
Bandaged you,
The
pulled
worst.
you into cover. But
This
it
is
was
all
her
her fault.
Marie, you are next.
Marie, I think, would try to run. Like,
Okay. Give me a dex test. You hear a familiar sound. You and I would say you and Bev and Patrick and Raul, who's been following Patrick, like the four of you are racing, and you kind of like, if there was time to look at it, like to look to the sides, you could see each other. Like if this was cinematic, we could see like you guys all kind of running, sort of like funneling in this general southerly direction, kind of in this beacon towards this pyramid that's standing up to the trees that both Bev and Patrick can see. And you hear the sounds of like Rick's voice, like, this way, come on. And then, Marie, what'd you roll?
so I rolled a 77 over 70, so I'm going to spend the 7 luck so that I can pass this dex check.
Okay. You race over like this bulge of the ground, and you see like there is Rick. His guns are pointing in your direction, and he's just like, he's like, get down, and he's firing past you. You look over your shoulder, and you can see racing out from one of this section of brush. You can see like there is a man who has like a machete in one hand, and he's got like a gun in the other, and he's just like firing down at you. You don't recognize him. He's not somebody who looks familiar to you, but he's just firing, and the bullets are flying over you. They're splintering against the trees, and like Rick's just like, this way. Patrick, you see this happen. You see this man burst out of the brush, coming from like kind of off to the east a bit. You can see like Rick is trying to fire and give Marie cover. You're kind of flanking Marie slightly, and then you start to notice that guy who just burst out of the trees is not alone. You can see the rustling in the trees off to the east behind, and you can see more people are starting to emerge. Again, you guys are terribly outnumbered. What do you want to do, Patrick?
There's more from that direction. And I'm gonna maybe fire some shots into where I see.
Give me a shot. Give me your
I've
rifle,
got a
I think it
Benton
would
rifle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a 25. It's not the best, but there's a chance.
So 1 in 4 chance. Okay.
Ooh, 31. I'll spend the 6.
Nice.
Okay. Give me some damage.
Oh, yes.
Damage is a D6, I believe.
Yeah, it's not
D6
a great.
plus
It's not a
1.
great rifle, unfortunately.
not
Yeah,
terrible.
D6 plus 1.
That's a 6.
So there's one guy who's like bursts out. He's got the machete in one hand. He's kind of trying to chase down Marie. Like the shots from Rick kind of send him moving and sliding behind a tree. And right as he's about to turn around and fire, you fire your bolt rifle, and then you can see like his shoulder flies back. The machete goes up into the air and kind of flies and twists in the light, and then he quickly spins back around behind the tree and slumps a little. You didn't kill him, but you can definitely see you got him like right in the center. He's and he calls out something to the people that are following him. Okay. And then do you keep moving, or do you
I'll keep on moving.
Like,
It's not staying in the same spot.
I'll say, Marie, you catch up to Rick. Patrick, you're a little bit behind. Now we have the full force of this ambush crew starts to fire once more.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So there was Guillermo plus 4 that has now turned into Guillermo plus.
At least 15, I think. Yeah.
Actually,
If you guys survive, you could potentially do some rolls to see if you can retroactively figure out how many people there were in this ambush. But
got it.
At the very least, a dozen to 15 at the very least.
But if we're that close to the pyramid, it makes sense. He could have. Anyways, who's dying now?
I'm shooting at you, Will. 3 shots at Will. Okay, one of them hits.
Do I get to dive for cover?
Do you want to?
I don't lose my action if I do that.
You will put yourself on the ground and it will slow. Like, just remember, like, if you every time you do that, that does mean you have to get up and then run.
But because I'm nimble, I don't lose my turn.
It's not about losing the action. It does. Okay, so like when you're running from a standing position, you're going to run further than if you started that race by laying down on the ground, then standing and running. So you're not making as much progress.
But I'm nimble, Jeff.
I'm not saying you're not able to do it. Other people wouldn't even be able to do it. You're not going to be able. A person coming from prone, standing up and running is not going to be able to go as far as a person who was standing originally and is running.
I got 4 HP though, so I gotta try to conserve the HP. So yeah, right. I'm gonna go for it anyways.
All right, because this could kill you.
46.
Well, really.
So that is a success. So he gets a penalty die.
Okay. And that I will miss with a 74. Okay. And so you see, you quickly dive behind a tree, but you are again you're kind of caught back at this point. Carmelita, you take a couple. Miss. All right, there we go. 28. That's a hit. Okay. So Carmelita, you will take 5 points of damage minimum.
Oh.
Okay. And then I think Marie, you're good. I think you've kind of caught up, and as you're racing to where Rick is, he's kind of standing right at the edge of this this almost like a wall of jungle growth, and he's just standing there by this tree shooting, and you watch as like one porter or a two porter like kind of slip through. Another one kind of stands out, like as you're racing towards that wall, like the barrel of a rifle starts to stick out and almost catches you and fires like behind you, and you realize it's one of the other men that had gone off with him to cut down the machete. And as that brush opens up, you can see it actually opens up somewhat where there's like no trees whatsoever. It's not like it's clean ground. The ground itself still has, grasses up to the waist or up to the chest, but you start to see like there's no trees for this suddenly long stretch of ground, and there's like ruins to the left and to the right of you, and you can see there's other porters that are like kind of like moving slowly as if they kind of got shot and racing through. So I'm gonna say you don't get shot at, but I'm gonna say Patrick, because you hung back, they're gonna shoot at you. God dang. All right, Patrick, you get shot. 6 points of damage as you get hit.
Ooh.
I'll do my tough guy 10 luck for 5 mitigation.
Okay. And then Bev, you lucky dog. Missed it by 1 again. That's 2 of it. I've missed by 1. Okay. All right. Everybody roll a spot hidden test.
I
say Will.
Jeff, I just was looking at my pulp count, and it's keen vision, which is a bonus die to spot hidden.
Ooh.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Take it.
Sweet.
Nice. I rolled a 14, which is an extreme success.
26 under 45 regular success.
Okay.
I got an extreme with 4.
Look at you with a 4.
Just a regular pass, 60 on 60.
The hards and the extremes, you notice as this almost like a horseshoe of people they're like herding you in the direction of this pyramid. And you see among them, those of you with hard successes and extreme successes, you see Guillermo Castillo. And you see he is standing amongst some others. And you can see a couple other familiar faces from the porters as they continue to fire and fire and fire in your direction. And you can definitely tell that this is his doing. You start to count and you realize like you're up to like 15 different people. A few of them have been shot. We come back to the top of the round. I'm going to say at this point, Patrick, actually, no, Bev, you still get to go. Bev, do you just kind of go where Rick is pointing you? Is he's trying to like get people kind of like through this brush, this undergrowth, and you can see Maria standing right next to him?
Yeah, she's going to head over there.
You race in and you burst through. And you look around, you see a handful of like the porters are like limping. Some of them are racing and trying to get behind what looks like debris at first, but then you realize are ruins. You can see it's like this sudden and almost inexplicable break in the jungle canopy. Like for this entire race southward, you have been underneath jungle canopy, and then all of a sudden there is none. There is still some scrub brush here and there on the ground, but you see no trees growing suddenly. You see no signs whatsoever of like even saplings or even signs of old trees. You can see as you burst through this jungle line, there's like, almost inexplicably, it just seems like the vines of the jungle don't grow. They should grow southward, like they should, biologically speaking, but they don't. And you can see all around there are these like toppled stone. You can see off to like the southeast there is this pyramid that you can see the top of, and you can see also like there's like another like off to the say southwest, we'll say, yeah, off like kind of to the westish southwest, you can see there's like other ruins as well, like these almost like this raised platform, and then off to the west you can see all these other ruins, and so like to the east, to the south, to the west, there's like ruins everywhere as you burst into some kind of like open area and almost like a plaza in some way, and you can see that like you're getting waved over by some of these porters who have hunkered down behind some of the rock and the debris on the ground, which you realize are blocks and stone and such. You're not close to that big pyramid, you're not close to that big platform, and you're not close to like the larger bits of ruins, but the debris, the mounds, they have started to take cover, and all of them are like resting like a rifle, those that have them, and are like firing back in. And they're kind of creating this line, it seems.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it appear like we were corralled into like a trap?
You don't see anyone in this plaza with you other than the people that you traveled with. You see Rick is there kind of holding the way. You can see he's kind of hacking through some of the brush. You see no animals. It's just this like kind of waist high brush that in some places and ruins.
I think really she'll just take note of that in her head, but she will also take cover and pull. She only has her handgun, but
give me a
yeah. Ooh.
No roll? Do you want to do a no roll?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I should. Everyone's complaining about it, so like, yeah, go ahead. And do a roll. Yeah.
So if I'm
pulling
using
out all
that,
our pulp talent,
that means I get a
Probably
bonus
using this
die.
a little loosely, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
Serious.
I want everyone to be happy before I TPK you.
And then just to
For
confirm,
the tap comes down.
no is education, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
47 regular.
What you find as you rush through and you look around, like this is less about you studying ancient cultures necessarily, but maybe you did some reading up with the Yucatan of indigenous creatures. You asked specifically about animals. And as you race into this clearly old ruin, this large site, pyramid and other types of ruins and platforms and columns in the distance, you look around and you would have expected to see on some of these places the signs of bird roosts, the signs of animals like kind of hidden underneath some of the rock. Even when you come over to like collapse down behind this big mound with some of the others, like there's no signs of snakes kind of huddled up here and there. You don't really see anything that were critters that are suddenly scurrying out from the brush that you hide behind. There is, outside of some bugs, there should be animal life here.
Yeah.
And you don't see any. Okay. Top of the round. The people that are in the most danger are Will and Carmelita. Because you all have about a dozen or more guns pointed in your direction. Patrick and Marie are closer to like where Rick are. And so you don't have as many guns kind of pointing in your direction. Will and Carmelita are the furthest behind. And you two are the first to go. Will, you had thrown yourself behind some kind of cover once more, but you get to keep your action as you have so eloquently and repeatedly told us. What would you like to do with that action?
I would like to be nimble and continue to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge my way out of here.
Give me a dex test.
I'm just doing like 1,000 Kirk shoulder rolls, just over and over and over. That is a 40.
Land on a mine.
That is exactly a 40, which is exactly what I needed for a hard success.
A hard success. Okay.
Hard success. My dex is 80.
You see for a moment that the people who had the guns up and they were pointing at you, they bring them down, and they're like in this moment of reload where you see them kind of putting rounds back in, and you take this opportunity to turn and you bolt, and you can see exactly where Marie is like standing right next to Rick, and like there's Porter and the Rick that are firing back in your direction. You can see Patrick, who is like shooting kind of this crossfire over in the direction of some more that are coming down. You see Guillermo Castillo standing above it all, kind of directing this attack. And then you see Rick, and Rick yells, "Come on, Billy, get your ass moving!" as he's kind of shouting at you. And then suddenly he's out of bullets too, because he only has 2 6-shooters, so it's not like
I was stabbed today.
He's got like, you can see blood pouring down from him as if it's very clear he got shot at some point. Carmelita, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna bolt.
Okay, give me a dex test. All right.
39 under.
Okay.
So hard.
Excellent.
Nice.
Same thing. You race. You kind of catch up. You and Will are finally kind of caught up with the group once more. Patrick, Marie, do you guys follow Bev, and do you kind of take Rick's kind of suggestion and just sort of dip in through this brush?
Yeah, I think that would make sense because Marie's not really much at covering fire or any of that kind of stuff. So I think she would.
I'm going to line up with the other porters and aim. Make sure Will and Carmelita make it through.
So you race over, you kind of stand there, you hold up some shots. You can see that all of like Guillermo's people are kind of in this like reload pattern. And so you stand there and you fire back. A few of them you can see get shot, and others kind of take cover. And then you start to see more and more begin to come from some of these places where you didn't see them before. Will, Carmelita, you kind of funnel in, and everyone at a certain point, as Patrick and Rick and some of the porters give you cover, manage to funnel into this large plaza. And you kind of see where Bev is. You see where some of the porters that she's been hunkered down with behind these ruins, these mounds, and you take cover. A heartbeat goes by, and then 2, and then 10, and then 20, and you realize neither Guillermo or his people seem to follow you into this clearing, and you are left alone in here, all by yourselves, blood coming from some of your wounds. And you can't shake the feeling that you were corralled in this direction. And that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for tonight. And we will pick up on that next time.
Oh, I
just wanted on the record that the gunshot did less damage than the machete. Will was absolutely right. Machete hurt more.
Machete's a D8. And then if you have a damage bonus, you also get that. So...
Sniper rifles fucking hurt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jesus fuck.
Well, their guns are 2d6 plus 4.
No, I'm talking about back in Mexico when Melissa and I got sniped from the
No, sorry.
Yeah.
1d8 plus 3. Sorry.
That
Holy
hurt.
shit.
Hurt. Oh my goodness.
So 4 would have been minimum damage, not 5. My bad. I was lying when I told you guys. Okay. Well, that's it. We have finished up. You guys have reached some ruins. I hope that's okay. I don't think they've ever made a movie
where I wanted to be.
Finding ruins in a jungle has ever turned out bad for anybody.
No, that's only ever a precursor to good things.
Yeah.
I feel like Will, Rick are going to go steal some shit. And
People
sell it.
definitely don't get cursed at ruins. That's not a thing that
Definitely
happens.
doesn't happen.
No. It's joviality and sharing drinks and stories and battle scars and all good things.
Looking at rocks and touching rocks, okay? It's just really simple, not dangerous at all.
Taking some rubbing.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this makes sense. Yeah, everything will be fine. And hey, at least they didn't follow you in, right?
That's not concerning at all.
It's very concerning. The trees haven't grown out there. There's no animals, hardly any bugs. We're fucked.
Maybe they just have a good lawn guy. Maybe that's all it is. Yeah,
And
he's got a good lawn service.
And when the people come off with the little business cards for the pest control, they say, yes, I will take that pest control. They're doing it right. They're doing it right.
There's just a single track where the guy brings his lawnmower through. It's like a 3-day journey.
Service provided for these Yucatan ruins.
Oh, it's so good. All right, let's do a couple of close-up plugs. We'll get on out of here. Steven, I know you've been talking a lot tonight, so I'm going to ask you not to. And I'm going to say, Maitreyi, tell us where we can find you on the internet.
I am Multiplays Games on YouTube, where I make system agnostic or multi-system content about developers that center the GM and player experience.
Fantastic. Steven, what is it you do on the internet and with stuffs?
So my best friend has created a new system called We're in Danger. It's exactly what it sounds like. Everyone's in danger. It emulates those kind of like slasher flicks or disaster flicks. Anything where the majority of the cast doesn't survive. It's a ton of fun, and you can find it on itch.io right now.
You're a nerd. You're a nerd. Well, my best friend has made a game called Huckleberry RPG. It's a Weird West RPG. You can find out more information on Huckleberry RPG, or you can get a copy over at Drive-Thru RPG. In a couple months, it's going to be up on BackerKit, and if you like it, you should back it there. You can get your own physical shiny copy. Not only shiny copies, but tons of awesome merch. Like if you hop into our Discord channel right now and you look at the Huckleberry channel, he's been dropping some merch pics. Like there's like bags and cards and all sorts of crazy things. So it's super awesome, and you should back it because I said so. As far as our streaming schedule goes, next up is Monday, where I will be doing more of my own We're in Danger game. So come check that out. I'm not sure which one we're running yet. We did our slasher, horror, Evil Dead kind of flick last couple of weeks. I'm going to do something different with it because I want to show the versatility of it. So we're going to do something a little different on Monday. Tuesday, we got some Hardwired Island. Kipser, our dear friend Kipser, has been trying so hard to start us up with some Hardwired Island, and hopefully this Tuesday we will do so. Thursday next week, we've got Legend in the Mist, where we have started up our rustic fantasy. There is a whale that I described to Kipser and Jeremy. I'm saying, hey, there's this giant sea monster, this big whale. It's like 30-something feet long, and they're like, hey, can we push that back into the water? And I'm like, sure, go ahead and try. And they tried. I'm like, okay, you failed. Like I think they forgot that whales are literally a lot of tons, but it was a lot of fun. But you should come check it out. We're having a lot of fun with that. And then Friday next week, we should have, I believe Steven will run us through some Magnus Archives as we get a little bit more of that going on. But that's it for us. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to this. We're watching this later if you're getting the VOD. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to raid somebody while we're loading out. So have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.